yet, at least, or not?
Does that mean we get
it's now ready to go live.
Which thing?
Get all the N words out.
Yeah. Right.
All right, we're now live. Okay, yeah, that's.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've definitely seen worse things that people have made. Yeah, it looks good, mate. Well done. So,
And we have an ad.
Right.
so here's a thing. Here's a point of interest. Basically, we're doing this because we can't hang out in person because of a red storm warning. It's mostly gone now, but like earlier on, there was like trees all being blown over, and like my mum was telling me her she needs to get all new roofing tiles now. So naturally, we couldn't hang out. My internet is absolute shit, so there's no way that I would be able to host this. So that's why everything looks so different, because Toby is graciously hosting it from his PC at home.
Aye.
Toby, are you using Microsoft Edge?
I knew it! I knew this was going to happen. I literally...
Shame!
I'm very tempted just to put in my search bar Jacob Shamesbury for the next 45 minutes.
Are you going to use Bing?
Choice.
Yeah, guys, if we all... I'd like to draw everyone's attention as well. We've all kind of made fun of him already for using Edge, but if we'd all just take a look at the symbol in the top left, where he searched for bad creepypasta art.
I did.
And take a look at what search engine has been used. I recognise that symbol.
Is it actually Bing? Because I was
It's
joking.
Bing.
What's this one?
Microsoft Bing.
I don't know about the Toby. That's hysterical. Oh my god. That's brilliant.
I like that picture though of all of us. Look at that. I say all of us. It's not got Gemma on, but I don't know about the Toby. You know what? Me neither, fam.
Yeah. That's great. And then
I don't really know about any of those pictures, to be honest. I mean, God bless you, but like,
that's brilliant.
Do I have a phone or a wrench or?
Look at that. That's brilliant. If that is
Am I
you,
bald?
hey, that's fantastic. Like that.
that's kind of good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
You look so completely depressed.
I mean, no wonder he's been
Maybe
doing this
the
for
old
years.
timer.
Yeah. Just gonna keep that up on the screen for a minute. That's...
Real men use DuckDuckGo. Some of these fan art's pretty solid. Like if you go back up, there are some pretty good ones.
Oh.
There's one I really liked. If you were,
Well,
yeah, I don't know. I think there's a slight delay, so you may have already gone back to it.
No,
but...
I'm off that to it. Yeah.
But yeah, the second from the left, is,
Oh,
I think is really good.
I like that one.
Yeah,
Why does it look like
blow that one
I
up.
can fight them?
Yeah, let's blow that one up. Let's have a look at some of the background characters.
Okay, here we go.
That's pretty solid. There's a good way, just a good like the nonsense way of waiting for people. Really, we'll just look at drawings people have done.
Yeah, well.
Or that.
Why does that say Ed episode 34? I haven't looked that up. Is that someone's search? Just suggested search above?
Basically, if you like our show, I guess you're really into Ed and Eddie.
Especially episode 34.
Epidode. So guys that like our show also can't spell, which is really ironic when you think about it.
Hang on. Ed and Eddie rule 63. Oh god.
Don't
What is
fucking
rule
put that on
63?
screen.
I don't. Oh god. I'm not even gonna ask what rule 63 of the internet is these days. I don't want to know.
Well, I know what Rule 34 is, considering you've got Epidode 34 and Rule 63.
Yeah.
I can't remember which ones. There's always porn of it, and the other ones there's a gender swap
That's
version of it.
34.
So
Rule is
I'm not
34.
sure which one's which. So you either can get porn or possibly gender swap porn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to have the
I'm
chat
gonna type it in now.
on my phone because I just realised it will come up on the screen otherwise.
It's gonna.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You want to put Toby Mitchell Epidode 34.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, let's see what comes up.
Do it on Bing, Toby.
Do it on the thing.
On Microsoft Edge, you fucking weirdo.
Look, I will tell you the reason
Rule
why I use
63
Microsoft
is
Edge.
gender bent.
Like the reason why I use Microsoft Edge, I have no idea what these pictures are. I'm going to put them back to our back first fan for a minute. The reason why I
It's actually
use-
written Epidode. That's amazing.
Yeah, reason why I use Bing is because I get reward points for it on Xbox, and if you get a certain amount, 29,000, you get 25 quid's worth of money to spend on Xbox. So
I like that they had to pay people to get people to
essentially,
use
yeah.
Bing.
Bing.
So,
Please, for the love of God, give us. Use Bing, we'll pay you. Or suck your dick.
It's just like
essentially, so yeah.
poor, desperate Bill Gates.
Microsoft Edge ain't that
Come on,
bad.
So,
Do you know-
so broke,
Bing.
waiting for his next hit.
What I feel, Jacob,
Shivering.
is I feel like I'm turning
Just
into.
use Bing, man.
I feel
I'll
like
suck your dick.
if I'm honest with you, Jacob, I feel like
Anything
I'm
you
turning
want,
into a
man, I'll eat your ass. Just use Bing.
Why do you sound like Towley?
It's like, okay, Mr. Gates, I know you've made it so I can't uninstall Edge. Thanks for that, by the way. Still not going to use it though. You gotta use Edge, man.
The Orange Wizard. Yes, shame, Toby, for using Microsoft Edge and Bing. Just gotta close my tabs.
Look, the reason
So
why I
really-
use, I feel like I'm turning into my dad, not that side of my dad, but you know, remember he used to use Bing
It's like
and all of
it's
that.
preemptively like
Yeah.
I think. So there I was, having sex with my best friend, and I thought I've become my father.
No, because I'm using Bing. You know, he used to use Bing and Microsoft Internet Explorer. He used to take the piss all the time when we used to.
I
go
know,
on
I
his
know.
laptop.
It's
It was
the
like
no,
fucking
I'm just cracking up because the way you like very quickly were like, I'm turning into my father, not like that.
Bing. Yeah, not like that. It is a bit preemptive because most people know. Yeah.
It's called pattern recognition, Toby. You know
It's
what's
like
gonna happen next.
it's an evolutionary defense mechanism. Part of your brain designed to recognize patterns is suddenly just like, I've just mentioned my father. Make sure to rule out sodomy immediately.
It's just a bit easy, isn't it, to make Ben Drowned artwork? Just red eyes.
Oh, it's so lazy. And what's
Right.
so shocking about this is he's never depicted like that in the original story.
No.
I don't know. I mean, this,
So are we actually going to read the story, or we're just going to look
Yeah,
at
We're just gonna look at bad fucking drawings of Ben. Toby
use
uses
his full
Microsoft
name.
Edge.
look at this. This is a bad
Use
creepypasta OC.
his full name.
This
His name's
is.
Ben Drowned.
This is someone's bad creepypasta OC.
That's you.
Number one. Oh.
If that's me, then the guy wearing the skull t-shirt is you next to that.
I mean, yes. Like I'm hurt, but also yes.
All right, the next one can be Matt. That's gonna come up. Oh my god! No, wait. This one is Matt, and the next one is you.
Beefcake is Matt, right?
Yeah, and the next one is you.
That's Matt.
Wait for it.
This person's accidentally made ones of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad
Here you go.
because it's disgusting and it's in like a dream where like you're being chased by a murderer and then it's your own. He's got your own face. That's the scene in Empire Strikes Back where he cuts Darth Vader's head off and his own face is in the helmet.
Just
Yeah.
gonna come up on your
Yeah.
screen for 2 seconds, Jacob. Check out this one that comes up.
Princess Megatits,
The killer.
the
I
killer.
had to say the killer at the end.
I don't know what it said in the bra, but I'm just gonna not put that up again. This is brilliant. It's just is that Jacob?
Can we
God.
read that story instead?
Oh,
tell you-
apparently that's someone from Steven Universe, but it kind of looks like.
If you,
Jacob.
I did see one of all three of us.
Right.
But again, I'm behind at the moment
Yeah, so I've just got the picture up. Of
because of the stupid stream delay. But
I just saw the fucking Steven Universe thing.
Yeah, kind of looks like I love the one. I've got the one with our meats. They're all in.
oh yeah,
That's pretty cool. So. Yeah,
the what if you is really good.
Yeah. I like the one of me. I tell you
The
what.
what if me looks like he plays in the worst band of all time.
Does he have a bow
That's
tie
right.
on?
That's right. Mumford and Sons.
Yeah, actually, I've just felt by why is
Well,
Jacob's
Oasis
one,
was too
like-
good for you.
Why is Jacob's one dressed up as the Doctor from like the Tom Baker Doctor? That's what it looks like. Oh,
Why
I've
is
got it
Matt
up on
wearing a
screen.
polo shirt? That's the thing that really worries me.
Yeah. They're all brilliant.
Yeah, let's not imply Matt would do sports, guys.
I tell you, Nintendo Sports. Did you see all the announcements that came up from Nintendo the other day? Can't wait for that. The new Wii Sports, and then
No, I didn't.
oh,
I like intercourse, so I did not.
well, basically, Jacob. Now you've probably got a reason to buy Mario Kart 8 on the Switch because they're getting rid of in 2023. I think they're getting rid of the Wii U online support and the.
To be honest with you, mate, I'm just grateful it lasted as long as it did. It started in like 2012.
But they are also adding 48 new courses into Mario Kart 8 on the Switch.
Yeah. It'll be worth playing on the Switch eventually. It's just I've always liked playing it on Wii U because the online support's free, and I'm an old-fashioned fucker who thinks if I've already paid once for a game, I shouldn't have to pay to play it online.
Yeah,
You silly boy.
To be fair, mate, that is unfortunately an ancient concept these days because they're all doing it apart from PC.
You don't own your stuff anymore, Jacob. You rent it.
It's one of the things mad as well. People are like, "Oh, physical media is weird. Who the fuck's got a DVD player anymore?" I'm like, I don't know. Maybe motherfuckers who like to own the media they enjoy.
Yeah.
And you own that game until someone loses, a contract runs out somewhere, and then you don't own it anymore.
Yeah. Like, thanks for the money. Bye.
I like being able to hold something in my hand, like either it being like a book or a DVD or a Blu-ray or a CD. I like
Game cartridge.
game cartridge. Yeah, I like being able
Please.
to have it. That goes, yes, this is mine. I can go put this in a place in my house that is mine.
I think we're missing out the very important thing of Kirby's vor fetish has moved on to a whole new level. Did
I saw
none
a
of you see that?
picture of somebody putting like a latex glove like as far down their arm as they could with Kirby's face on it, and
Yes.
they were like,
The
"Oh,
new-
Kirby, the ultimate throat goat," and I was like, "Please burn me alive."
Yeah, so I don't. You probably, as you said, you haven't seen. So in the new trailer, Kirby's ability is he partially eat. You know how he eats stuff and then steals their power. In this, he eats a car, but he doesn't eat it all the way. So the tires are sticking out the bottom,
Yeah, but the rest of it's just
and
coming.
it's as weird and horrible as it looks.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. The new Kirby game, though, it looks like Kirby but Mario Odyssey, which looks fucking fantastic. Why haven't they not done before? Can't wait.
You know what I'm doing now that Toby's pulled up that art search? I'm doing the same search, but here's the really exciting thing: I'm doing it on DuckDuckGo and seeing if I get the exact same results.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Oh, you can say you're doing it like the safe search on.
And also, yeah, let's since mine isn't being streamed, let's turn off the safe search as well.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh God!
What did you
Vomiting.
see? I'm right here and I didn't see it.
That one's alright, but we've actually used that one before. A few of these like we found in the past and just slapped them on our thumbnails, without paying the artist. Because why would you?
We're paying them an exposure.
Absolutely. My kid's favorite meal is exposure with waffles.
Wait, that's Toby's favourite meal.
Hey, I tell you what.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I actually went into Aldi the other day and I did see them there. I was quite tempted just to engorge.
Rip them open and start gobbling
Just
down
take
like
a
a...
picture of me in like the waffle madness. That is my life. But you guys just were just infinitely tapers at me, so I just thought let's not, because I don't want to jump and get in front of another bullet again.
I'm looking at a lot of OC art. I'm looking at a lot of OC art, and it takes me back. I don't think I have it anymore, but there was like it was like a dragon furry fantasy thing, and I'll never forget. Just somebody sent it to me. It was like, "Hey Jacob, you're gonna love this," and it was like, "Oh, this is just like some weird, gross like furry art," and it was like character voice Jacob Sherwood. I was like, "Why have they done this?"
Whatever for sake of me, God. Toby,
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Willem Dafoe has, dressed as the Green Goblin, has two things he's about to drop. One's waffles, one's lemonade. Which do you save?
Obi?
Well, I mean,
We've
that's,
lost
I'm sorry. I need some thinking time for that question.
But this is why only fools are heroes. Peter, you gotta help me. I've got the mind goblin.
No, because you know what? I would save them both somehow because I'm Spider-Man and I've got the ability to do that.
Yeah.
You got a paper plate on your face.
Of course, I'll help you, Dr. Osborne. What's the mind goblin? Mind goblin these nuts.
I expect
All right.
results and I'm still disappointed.
So Jacob, we got 98
Mhm.
people in the stream. Instead of looking at our art, shall we go to this?
Yeah, I think we should start reading.
This.
If I find anything tremendously hilarious, I'll send it over to you. I'm just sifting through shockingly bad artwork at the moment.
This.
Oh my god! Says morbidly obese, like Masky being. I mean, it's gross. It's a sex thing, obviously.
Right.
There's tentacles and obesity. So well done, Marble Hornets, for inspiring that. I'm sure that's what you intended when you set out to make that show.
Please,
Like,
no.
yes, finally.
Oh, God.
You
Can
know,
you stop?
the guys who made Everyman Hybrid, they went, oh, we're gonna make a show that's gonna really frighten people and get them talking, and the guys who made Marble Hornet said something similar, and then the guy who made Triumph 12 thought this will be a great way for me to ensnare children. Allegedly.
Why? Why are there so many not children aren't sexy?
It's because they're small, they can't get away.
Midgets.
Mind you, having said that, surely then it would be big fat guys rather than kids.
Or people
Or,
in wheelchairs. I don't know.
paraplegics.
Why
It's
is there
just
an
a-
Honest James trailer attached to that? It's-
Thank you so much, Superstar Planet, for the $2. Spider Tobe, no way Tobe. Just like the fucking waffles and the lemonade.
That's so stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that Toby does not use dark mode.
Does that make him
using-
racist?
Is there
He's
dark
using a
mode?
light-
I didn't realise there was a dark mode because you know what? I've not been on Spin Pasta Wiki on my PC before. God forbid.
Lies. Lies. Filthy, filthy lies.
Then why is your account showing?
Why is my account Naruto fan 69?
Just like,
what is
he
that?
uses Bing, he uses Edge. He also doesn't go on night mode. Ba 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 bum. Something about watching the world burn. I'm really funny. Let's read Jeff the Killer Scars of Corruption.
Oh, yeah.
What about that sweet author's note, Jacob? We're going to enjoy that.
There's no.
Okay, yeah. So, shall I do the author's note? I feel like I can probably get into the author's mind. You know, as an actor, I'm basically an empath. So, I'm like Councillor Troy, except I'm not shit.
You haven't crashed the spaceship, so you're one up from her.
Yeah.
She did that?
I'm sensing you want to shoot me with that phaser. Sorry, boys. You want to just talk about Star Trek?
Yeah, right. So
It'd
start.
be unfair to Toby, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
The author's note's a bit further up.
Okay. Author's note.
Oh god, no.
Right. I know how these guys talk. All credit to the characters of Jeff, Lou, Randy, Keith, Troy, and Jane go to the original authors of their respective stories. This is the second installment in my series, and nothing less, detailing horrific events that go on to haunt the small town of Mandeville, L.A., several years after the incidents of my contest-winning story. The contest of which you were also a judge, I should
Yeah.
point out.
Oh.
Not a lot of
that's
people talk
interesting.
about that, but the guy that wrote the winning entry was one of the judges. And I've also seen better stories that were, none of them were great because they were all about Jeff the Killer and therefore inherently bad. You know, it's kind of like, it's inherent in the DNA, it's always corrupt. But his wasn't the best one. He was one of the judges and he won. So just always like to bring that up.
Funny that.
It's also, as of like early next month, it'll be 6 years since we read Jeff the Killer 2015.
This is a fucking
Jesus.
sequel? Oh my jeez.
I would like to give a special thanks to Kevin Tierney, whose adaptation of Jane the Killer inspired me to continue this story, so we know who to blame. I would also like to thank Kevin, along with Mike Rucker and Travis, I don't know, Coleman, I guess, for their assistance in providing feedback and pointing out those pesky typos.
'Cause I can't do it myself.
Let's see how well they did.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
So that's how I imagine he speaks.
Yeah.
So we've got 9 chapters in this piece of shit.
9 chapters. Will we get them done? Only time will tell. I've actually just looked into the future. I can do that. I can use my powers to see into the future, but better than Toby. And we don't finish it.
Yeah.
We actually do not finish the story.
Well, you tell me when
let me just do
like 6 hours
just
reading
do a
it.
scroll, boys. Let me just do this sort of paced scroll, just so we can just give the audience a bit of an idea as to how long this story is.
You need to turn on the pesky ad block because I've just noticed there's like ads popping up on your screen.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I've turned it all off, and it's still going. This conversation we are having is rather a boring one, and it's still going. So yeah, this is
The
one
Jane the
of those...
Killer story that inspired this one is called Jane the Killer 2017. All right, so it's going to be imaginative.
And there, stop there. So, oh no, now we're going on to why Eternal's costumes were so tricky to design but exciting to wear. I think that's probably a shorter novel. When was this written? 2017.
People just going through this.
Okay, so let's get back up right to the top. It's a lot easier to do that. Go.
I hope this guy didn't self-publish it and release it on fucking Amazon.
I hope he did.
No.
So,
I mean,
He deserves the life of a niche internet micro celebrity.
if I'm honest with you, Jacob, I don't really remember.
Because it's fucking hell.
I don't really remember Jeff the Killer 2015. Do you want to?
Okay, so Jeff the Killer 15, as best as I can remember, Lou's father was not actually King Robert Baratheon. It was actually his uncle, the Kingslayer.
Right. Okay, I'm following you.
Okay, no, as best as I can recall about Jeff the Killer 2015, Jeff and Lou were from out of town. They moved to Mandeville. They went to a video store, and somebody nicked their bikes. And it was like the mayor's kids or something that nicked their bikes. And so when they retaliated...
It's like an 80s movie.
They got in trouble for retaliating. And then basically after like lots of bullying and shit like that, I don't know if Lou... I don't think Lou went to juvie in this one.
They took him into a garage or something like that.
Yeah, he went. His mum their parents forced Randy and Jeff to play, and Jeff got shot in the face with a flare gun.
Right.
And now he looks like Prince Zuko.
And Jeff didn't kill Lou. And I remember
I don't
the
recall.
mother was horrible.
Yeah.
And they kept making the mother cry after every sentence.
Was this?
Thank you, Jimmy. Is it Killeen? Killeen? It's Jimmy Pussy Killer. Thank you for the $9.99. Good luck. You guys are screwed. I don't think you're ready for this.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean,
That's not filling me with confidence.
Yeah.
I've got to be
It's
honest.
just bad
I
at
don't
that.
think we're ready for
We're going to
this.
abandon it because of you.
I'll tell you about that happened to me when I got really excited about eating a jelly. So it was the first... So I've been a vegetarian since I was like 10 years old, right?
Uh-huh.
And I had never had vegetarian jelly because they didn't make it until very recently. And sometime in like... I must have been like 20... It's been about a decade since I'd eaten any meat products, including jelly. And I found a vegetarian jelly in Waitrose. And I was like singing to myself and getting really happy. And the person I was with went, you know what, and just took it off me. And just because of how excited I was like, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I was fucking furious. And I think that was the moment that my life was just basically ruined forever. Like, if I had to pinpoint the exact moment where it all fell apart beyond repair, I think it was pre-Bad Creepypasta. I think it was having my jelly taken off me.
So hang on, are you telling me if you didn't have your jelly taken off you, none of this would have happened?
Possibly. I feel like maybe things would have turned out differently, and maybe I'd have like... I don't know. Maybe I'd have done an engineering degree or something.
You're like a shitty Joker, just one bad day. Instead of like your wife dying and falling back, someone just took a jelly off you.
You mean there isn't? Do you mean there's more to life than spinning a sign in a clown costume? Are you fucking kidding me there? What?
But the killing joke, not Joker.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, it's the Joker logic of one bad day. What it took was like one jelly being removed from my personage. I think I got it back in the end, but the damage was done by then.
Yeah.
Like, the excitement to eat the jelly had passed. I'm actually really fucking upset thinking about that.
I'm really sorry that I had to
Oh,
bring that
that's
back to that really, really terrible trauma, Jacob.
Like when you do your method act in the future, it's like, so how do you do your? I have to go to a really dark place in my mind. I was
It's
young.
hard. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. And just the tear. That's when the tears come out. And it's like, okay, I'm ready for the tea.
So you pinpoint the exact second his heart rips in half.
Thank you, Brain Slayer, for the Australian $10. If this story is anything like Jeff 2015, it's going to be gayer than Too Fast, Too Furious. I certainly hope so. There is nowhere near the required amount of homoeroticism in the creepypasta lately. Because, I enjoy it. I would like there to be something about Jeff's, rippling muscles in this one.
See, I completely got confused for a moment about Jeff 2015. I thought it was the story where there was some kid and he was getting really like fat phobic about some husband, his dad's new girlfriend, and that was like.
Bro, that was one of the Onision books.
Oh my god! It was so obscene. I thought it was a Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, no,
honestly. So that was that. Okay. Oh shit!
Oh, right,
Pray to our red god.
Jeff Killer looked the same.
Yeah.
That was Stones to Abigail. No, I remember. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's fucking. No, it was was it the reason I hate you?
Yes. This is
it was the one.
Because he's
It was
like
the one where
18
he's
and
like,
Yeah.
he's like quote unquote mean because he had like the good version of Onision where he's like still a total creep who fetishizes self-harm scars, and then there's like the evil version of him that eats meat.
and it's like, it's like I just fucking think of that book where he's just, like, oh, I fucking hate this bitch, and it's like, oh, hello there, Jeff. Good to see you, Scott. I fucking hate you.
At first, Toby, I thought you were thinking of that one where he goes, I love fat, ugly horse. Like this.
What story was that?
That one, I think, it wasn't the last Jane the Killer one we wrote. Like, I think it was Charlie the Killer.
Oh, okay.
Guys, let's read.
Yes.
And by let's, I mean Toby.
Oh.
I read the author's note. I think I've made my mark on this. If you could read the bulk of the story, and then I'll do the conclusion.
Yeah. Okay. How about All right. Thanks. Poisoned Fascinations. We've got a nice picture of the city of Mandeville, established 1840. From the prologue to Jeff.
That is a very young city, 1840.
Brother, friend.
Yeah, my town was founded in the year 43.
Yeah, but most of England.
Just say not to flex.
Yeah.
To flex on Americans with their extremely young country.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember who it was, but someone once said that there's older shit in my back garden than there is all of America.
Yeah.
Brother, Friend, Killer, by Lou Woods. Before we begin this journey, I want it to be known that when I remember my brother Jeff, I remember a friend. I remember a brick brother who taught me how to climb a tree, throw a baseball, play video games, and about a million and other things. He never beat me up, never took my share of the spending money our parents would send us off to the mall with, or made me feel like the tag-along when he'd hang out with his friends. He was my best friend. Someone that, should I live to be 100 years old, can never be replaced. That's a bit of a random thing to say there. Lane DeMott turns the key in the door of his mother's modest home in Mandeville, LA. Walking into the foyer of his home, he threw his backpack to the floor, creating a loud thud as the heavy books contained within strike the hardwood floor. Now, who wants to be the mother's voice of Nancy DeMott?
See where we are. Lane, what have I told you about throwing your books down like that? We just had them floors done.
His mother, Nancy DeMott, scolds, unseen but most certainly heard from the nearby.
Okay, we need to just take a quick break, quick pause, just to acknowledge the fact that an important character is named Lane.
Yeah. Lane Nancy.
Nobody important or cool has ever been called Lane. That is just a fucking fact.
That is
like,
fine.
if you call your kid Lane, you are setting them up for failure. You know who the only Lane I can think of right now? right this second, the only Lane I can think of, who I forgot existed until you just said the name Lane, is Lightning Lane on YouTube. The guy who makes the Sonic.exe potions.
Oh. Oh.
The only Lane.
The guy who makes literally the worst. He inspired the first ever worst channels on YouTube stream, because at the time it was the worst thing I'd ever seen on the website. Yeah, if you're honestly, if anyone out there, I know there's only like 120 odd of you, so it's quite a small crowd, so it's unlikely that any of you are in this position. But if any of you are pregnant or planning on having children anytime soon, don't call your kid Lane. Like, you're really setting them up for failure. Nobody of any influence or note has ever been called Lane.
Also,
I think of
it's
one.
easy to turn into lame. So, like,
Yes.
oh, hey,
Yeah.
lame. You want your kid to get bullied.
Well, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. I mean,
Who the fuck cares about Alice
Alice
in
in
Chains?
Chains.
Oh, do you want to listen to the new Alice in Chains record? No, why not? Because it's not 1993.
Them
Like Alice in Chains.
bones are me. That's a good song, though. By
Alice in Chains
It's the only Alice in
sucks.
Chains song I know off the bat. Them Bones. Great tune. Probably because of the Guitar Hero that was. Anyway, where are we in this story? Who wants to be the voice of Lane?
All right, hang on. I'll be Lane. It's terrible name for a character. So
It's just a terrible name.
In general.
I'm pissed, Mom.
Lane replies, voice laced with a sort of angst that only a teenager who feels slightly slighted by society can produce.
I should have done my Joaquin Phalanx.
His mother lets out a patient sigh.
oh, what happened now, Lane? Are those kids still giving you a hard time because of your name?
No, I told you already. I don't care about them.
Lane's book of poetry, which also
Again, do you know what I mean? Like, that kid would not have started writing poetry if you hadn't called him Lane. You've only got yourself to blame. He could be on the football team right now if you just called him, I don't know,
Brian.
just a good name off the top of my head, like Jacob, right?
Just off the top of your head.
Yeah, just like a good name. Just
Yeah.
like a good, decent name.
Yeah.
You know, or Stanley.
Stanley.
You know,
Just
or
change
just-
second name.
That is my middle. That's my middle name. Yeah. Or Matt. What I'm saying is, give him a good name.
John.
A good
Yeah.
strong name.
That's
John.
my dad's name.
But you give him like a weak name, like Lane or Chuck or Todd or Toby or Dylan, and
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it
you're
could be
setting
worse.
him up
Well, I get
to
through that,
write
to be honest.
poetry.
It could be worse. He could have been called Franny or something.
And now everybody thinks he's sensitive.
You leave Franny alone. I actually got in touch with him recently, and he's been really nice.
Gemma, don't say you got in touch with Franny. Because Franny sounds like Fanny. It sounds like you're just saying you're masturbating, is what I'm...
Like, I need to set up a masturbating in a really delicate way. Oh, I got in touch with Franny. It's like, Gemma, this is not the time or place to talk about that.
No. Not at all.
Thank you, Vince12, for the $20. Really appreciate it, bro. Here's hoping that this stream keeps my mind off my dehydration pains. Probably have some water.
Yeah.
I hope to get soon. Also, I hope you guys are prepared for pretentious and boring writing. We're going to try our best. We have read a number of books by Onision, so I feel like we've done as much prep as you can for something like this. But I hope you feel better soon.
Anyway, let's go back to the story. Lane's book of poetry, which also doubles as his journal, had recently been fished out of his
Can
backpack.
we change his name to Doug Funny?
Lame. By some mean-spirited peer or another and shared with the rest of the school. He had some problems with bullying since then, but Nancy had sincerely believed it was starting to slow down. Kids can only stay focused on one thing for so long, in her opinion, and the expiration date on her son's latest abuse, in her mind anyway, be nearing. Why is
Yeah,
that
I would
structured?
be if you hadn't named him Lane.
Yeah.
It's like an infinite refilling cup of bullying.
It's like,
It's just like, should we move on to another target or do something else? Like, we could, but his name's still Lane. Yeah, that hasn't changed.
it's like, oh, hey, there's a new kid. They're like, oh, let's go beat up the new kid. He's got massive glasses and he's really short. Hey, what's your name, new kid? Chad. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Crown or Basher
Chad
Lane?
Butt Smasher. Oh, you're pretty cool. Come help us bully this other guy.
Well, what's it?
Okay, let me just take. Okay, guys. Okay, school bullies. Let me just take my asthma medicine, and I'll come and help you bully Lane.
I knew a kid at school who was called Jareth. He was also ginger.
Bullied.
He was ginger. And he was a furry.
Okay, the furry thing. Here's the thing. Don't call your kid Jareth. Because that kid has only got his parents to blame for that. For his sick attraction to animals, that comes from his parents calling him Jareth.
Yeah.
If they'd have just called him Will, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, don't give your kids stupid names. It's abuse. Don't do it. Don't call your kid Lane. Don't call your kid Jareth.
Every
Don't
paragraph.
do that
Something
shit.
fucking boring.
It's gonna do this every paragraph. Don't call your kids Lane.
Don't what should I name? Like, what's really popular at the moment? Game of Thrones is really popular. What should I name my daughter? Khaleesi.
Khaleesi, oh dear.
That one
God.
pisses me off. Khaleesi's not even a name, it's a
I
title.
know,
Stop calling your
I
daughters
know.
Khaleesi.
It's just.
Calling
Mummy, why did you name me after the woman who 9/11 King's Landing?
I
Alright, Gemma,
don't know,
your next son will be called King.
Hey,
Just
now that's
really
a good strong name there, Jacob. That's not beating around the bush, is it?
Every time he
Literally,
like,
that's
I'm
not
gonna give him a little
at all.
plastic Burger King crown. Every time he knocks it off his head, because babies, they won't let you put anything on them. Once you be like, you drop this King. And it's his fucking name, Gemma. Yeah, call your kid King. You're absolutely
Literally,
right.
you are setting that.
I feel like
kid
you were
up
telling-
for
I feel like you
nothing but
were-
success if you call it
With your word, you were telling me the opposite of we should call a child King.
King.
But in my mind, you were saying we should call them King. So we will.
I was actually thinking
Jacob,
France.
what if
Name.
it turns out that you are descended from
For a
royalty?
girl.
Jacob, you're descended from royalty, and then your son becomes King of England. King of England.
King.
Did you guys?
King
The
of
actual
England.
rightful King of England died in like 2012.
Did
Like
he?
the last of the Plantagenet dynasty. And I was like, that's fucked up.
Yep.
I was like, why are you... Like, if that had been me, if I'd discovered that, and I was like, I think I'm going to waste all of my time crowdfunding an army and just die trying to take the throne. You'd go down in history. No one would ever forget that shit. Most people don't even know that there was a rightful King of England who wasn't actually on the throne.
Someone says, I'm calling my kids Alessa, Cheryl, and Heather because Silent Hill is very good. And the thing is, I don't mind that because they're not directly related
Yeah,
with
you
Silent Hill.
yeah.
Like, you can kind of go, yeah, that's fine. And then someone's like, these are our children, Logan and King.
Logan and
It's
King.
like you're like, oh, I'm gonna name my my kids let's see, Cloud Sephiroth and
Yeah,
13.
Red 13. My boy
I
Kate
thought
Sif.
Toby said, and Latifah. I thought he was just going from King, like Khaleesi, King, Queen. Just like, yeah, what if you call your kid Queen Latifah? I'm like, that's not a real name,
Dude,
Toby.
if I'm having another
That's
child,
a stage name.
if I have another child and it's a boy, definitely E Honda. All right, that's what. that's what it's gonna be called.
Bison.
It's not even Edmund Honda, no, it's E Honda.
Bison.
Bison.
Well, to be fair, if Toby called him Bison, he'd still say Bison, wouldn't he? Just by accident.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake!
This is my son, Bison.
You naming your fucking kids after Tekken characters from over there, Jacob? All right, Kings and fucking.
Burger.
Just
Nina,
make wear a little
you
tiger
commit
mask, like
to-
a little panther mask.
Does Jacob support?
Hatchie.
Does Jacob support Jacobitism? I don't support anyone who tried to take Stirling Castle with diminished fucking numbers. Don't come back from a failed invasion of England and then try to conquer or try to lay siege to the most well-fortified castle in the history of your country. You fucking idiots! You deserved to lose. So no, I don't support Jacobitism.
It's like, this is my daughter Tifa. She's banned from Italy. Thank you, Rotten Thoughts, for the $2. I have weed and booze. Let's go, boy.
Nice.
I got Diet Coke and a pair of pliers.
Wait, hold on.
The pliers
Is-
are not to be used. I'm just squeezing them.
I mean, I would
He's,
go to
like,
the shop.
does he when he says he's got weed and booze, does he mean he has the items, or that's the name of his kids?
Come on, weed and booze, let's go.
Yeah, weed, booze, come on, we're gonna sit around and watch the show.
I got pineapple juice and rice pudding. If we're all going to.
It's like, Dad, we hate you for calling us weed and booze. Also, we're 5 and 7. We shouldn't be watching this with you.
So, shall we move on to the story again?
Yeah, Toby, if you can stop getting derailed.
Absolutely, yeah. She's been raising Lane alone for some time now. Paul DeMott, her former husband.
Her husband left up. She was like, I think we should name our kid Lane.
And
Toby,
Lane's...
could I ask, do
Yeah.
you know how to say Dermot?
Dermot. Well, you know, like a Dermot. Is that...
No, Toby, it's not Darmok.
Dermot. It's not Dermot, then. No, it's
Because of Star Trek.
Dermot.
No?
Just straight over his head.
Matt gets it.
I get
Gemma gets it.
It's alright.
Toby, watch more Star Trek.
I-
Okay, it's Dermot.
Dermot. Okay. Paul
Yeah.
Dermot, her former husband and Lane's missing in action father, had been...
Hold up. I used to know a kid named Grunty.
Who said that?
Please tell me it was short for Gruntilda, and if it wasn't, lie to me.
That's fucking ridiculous. Grunty. Oh my god. If that is actually on the birth certificate, Jacob, that's
Grunty?
amazing. Because that sounds like a nickname, right?
We're making fun, but that kid now owns a Grunty Industries.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
like
worth $1 million. It's the worst level in Banjo Tooie.
But if that is on the birth certificate, Grunty or Gruntilda, I will lose my shit. I now need to see this person's birth certificate. Who the fuck?
Have you seen that post? It's just Gruntilda.
Just Rick. Don't get your ass in the chat and you tell me. Right, have you seen his birth certificate or was that a nickname? I need to know information before we go anywhere else.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Blue Moon Samurai, thanks for the $2. I finally made a stream. Well,
What a stream!
good luck.
What a stream. Me
Someone,
just like...
one
Hope you
boy
enjoyed
who
the
said,
story.
I met a kid named Kendon once.
Oh, that's bad.
Ken wasn't enough for you, Kenneth?
That sounds like a martial arts weapon. So just pass me the Kendan over there, right? And I'll show you how to clock somebody with it. So let me guess, you'd smack him in the head? Yeah, you do.
But
This is my child, Kin
that's
Surprise.
asking someone called Daniel if they know something in Scotland. It's like, Ken Dan.
Gia Kendan.
Ken Dan.
Guys, before we continue, because the Grunty thing, has everyone seen that post? It's just Gruntilda at Dingpot, but her quote with like the little face and everything isn't dialogue for the game. It's just like, every morning I exfoliate with a low alcohol or alcohol-free aftershave because alcohol dries out your skin and makes you look older. Just like this long thing from American Psycho. It's so fucking funny.
Why is American Psycho suddenly there's like an indulgence of memes that just come suddenly out of
It's amazing.
It's great.
I love the clip of him just walking with his headphones on. And it's just like me being sent to my room after trying to explain to my mum what a Sigma male is.
Hello, Spike.
Right, okay. Missing in action father, he had been out of the picture for the last 4 years or so, since she'd been doing her best to raise and support him, but Lane was not always an easy son to support. His obsession with what his mother thought of as dark things drove a divide between
Racist.
them. It was an age where he
I was a
felt...
racist and didn't like him hanging around those dark things.
It's like his mum, Mr. Rossetti.
He was at an age where he felt she couldn't possibly understand him or his interests, and had quickly established that she was an outsider looking in. His room, adorned with strange books on the occult, disturbing art and posters for strange foreign films, caused her to avoid going in there unless absolutely necessary.
Strange foreign film. Yeah, she's actually racist.
Yeah.
I like to imagine their films just from Canada. What is this devil speak? It's a Canadian.
You like
it's
Banjo
a
Kazooie? Their early work was a little too platformer for my taste. When Banjo Tooie came out in 2000, I really think they came into their own, commercially and artistically.
She tried a time or two to explain to him that perhaps his interests in these disturbing pieces of culture are what caused him to become a target at his school. This, of course, only served to drive a deeper wedge between them, as he would insist...
So she bought him an Xbox, and then he took it out to the woods and threw it and said, now Sasquatch can play Xbox.
Sorry, Gemma's just. I think Gemma's giggling at the stupid shit I put in the chat.
Try reservation at Jolly Rogers now, you fucking stupid bastard. Okay.
But in my head, it's just Banjo's voice. Just that coming across the screen. Just axe in hand. Just...
Like Kazooie says something snarky.
Now, on this otherwise lonely day in Mandeville, it would seem that Lane Dermot... give me the pronunciation again, Jacob.
Dermot.
Lane
Dermot.
Dermot.
Look, Dermot O'Leary.
Dermot. Oh, Dermot. Oh, look, okay. Lane Dermot had found something new to be furious about. Nancy reached into her purse and fetched her favourite coping mechanism, her bottle of Xanax.
Wait, we're just gonna like roll over the fact his mum's like, oh man, this kid, you know, he's kind of into some dark stuff that I don't approve of. Anyway, I'm just gonna take bars.
She's popping Zans.
Just like, oh no, boys, mum be taking a Zan. It's that picture of Plankton. They've just stretched his head out wide. It's like, oh no, Plankton gate a Zan.
This sounds like a 2-pill problem.
Gemma, that's you, I think.
This sounds like a 2-pill problem.
Don't take 2, for God's sake.
She thought to herself as she washed the medicine down her throat with a glass of tap water, forcing a smile.
She's just dropping LSD or something. Like, can we just like replace, like, you know, when you're writing the story, like, I don't want to give her a boring drug. She just like smoked a shitload of peyote, and let's just see what happens in the story from now on.
Yeah.
This sounds like a 2-trip problem.
Thanks. Sorry, I was looking at the dates, JT. Down some zennies. Wow! Forcing a smile and resigning herself to play therapist, she proceeded.
Where am I? Come in here and tell me what happened.
She's on Sans, right? I'm picturing his mum's just got face tattoos. Like, son, come down here and tell me what happened. Also, to a lesser extent. So, Mum, are you okay? He's like, no, nobody's, you know, downloading my EP on Spotify. So,
I'm gonna take a seat on
yeah,
the stand.
I feel like
that a farce.
Shut up. I feel like this is like a 3-pill problem, actually, son. Mum, don't take a third Xanax. We've been over this.
This sounds like a 4-pill problem. Mum, I'm just going to stop talking to you. This sounds like Mum, seriously, sit. Maybe
anyway, son, if you could pass me the Benadryl, I'm not going to do that. I threw it away.
I'm not.
You need help.
Yeah. You need help.
It's only a problem when I stop.
Yeah, she's mum was so high. She wanted to name her son something she enjoyed. So his name was actually supposed to be Lean.
Maybe this is just a sad story about how his mum lived so fast and died so young, and then it pushed her over the edge. Something along those lines. Because she's, yeah.
That's a good song. I like that.
Yeah.
That's some truly old school shit. It's like 1980s.
Love the message. Great song. She calls to him. Jacob.
I'm going to give him a different voice.
Sure.
What will you do for them? Kind of northern, right?
Yeah.
We'll stay northern. This happened.
Her son replied, stomping into the kitchen and throwing 2 articles of literature on the breakfast table.
Mr. Kimball rejected me book report. He said that the subject matter were inappropriate.
Nancy looked down at the table and saw the book report.
Will you put the fucking crack pipe down? I'm trying to tell you something.
Neatly typed and placed onto a document binder.
Pull that fucking needle out your arm and pay attention to me.
Then observed the book that the report had been based upon. Is this going to be Mein Kampf? Is this going to be American History X? Is this just...
They said it wasn't appropriate for schools. Like, what do you mean? It's just the Kama Sutra.
she quickly realised that she should have allowed the Xanax a bit more time to start working its euphoric magic, that was a word, before engaging her son.
Okay, you know what? It's good that your characters have flaws, but fuck me, like we're just going fucking Australian, no lube, square dick, junkie mum.
Dick.
Hey, that book is banned in schools. You know that. The school sent out letters informing everyone. Why would you do your reports on that? This has become a very, very disturbing episode of Emmerdale.
Why are they like? What universes take place just banning books left and right?
Oh
It's
wait,
just
America in about 5 years' time.
1984.
yeah, wait, literally, it's this year. Jesus, what are
Hope
they
you
banned? Man,
It's
mouse.
Freedom
that's
of
it,
expression, Mum.
Yeah.
Why can't you understand that? Also, the school really is in no position to ban books.
You knew he was going to kick that report back, son. Why would you provoke the teacher?
This is definitely not his fault. Like, unless it is the Kama Sutra or Mein Kampf. Like, there's no reason. There is no. This is absurd. Or this is if this is a sequel to the first one, it is like because that one takes place, I think, in like the late 90s. So this is like relatively modern times. Like it's not the 70s,
No.
right? Like I'm to believe the school, like not only is the school banning books, but the mum is taking the school's side for banning books. Bullshit.
Jacob, I like to imagine that the reason why like the book was banned and like it got rejected is because it wasn't actually a book. But he was just doing a write up on his favorite manga. He's just like saying, Death Note's not a real book, son.
No.
You're supposed to do a report on The Great Gatsby.
But I am Kira.
Lane had 2 other book reports rejected by his English teacher over the last few months. The first had been based upon the long-time band's The Anarchist Cookbook, while the other had been on a recently exiled piece of literature called Voodoo and Hoodum's Revenge.
Yeah, there's a joke there. So it's a joke that we're all too lazy to make, but that's very similar to a username of one of our friends. So make the jokes in the chat. What the fuck are you expecting from us?
You expect quality?
Yeah, why did you come here?
Removed from schools because he allegedly gave step-by-step instructions on how to prepare and cast hexes.
I like that you went step by and you almost said sex. It was like, in your mind, when you shouted the word allegedly, you immediately thought of like a sex game.
Yeah.
It's because you always use that allegedly thing.
Because I don't want to get in trouble for fucking slander.
Even when it's true.
It's true.
That's why I always say allegedly. Unless I know it's actually proven.
Allegedly.
Now,
So, you know, Jason the Hyena, even though he confessed, it's still allegedly, it's not been proven in a court of law.
that is unfortunately true.
But he did confess, just so we're all absolutely clear.
Yeah.
And the community all forgave him because he said he was sorry.
He's having a real hard day, so just chuck a 5-year-old at him.
Just to remind you all, Jason the Hyena, nonce 14-year-old boy, admitted it, and the community forgave him because he was sorry. We all need to just remember that happened. Now continue, Toby.
Thank you. Now that the school had blacklisted yet another book. It's going well.
Yet another. Like, is this the 70s and the Deep South? Like,
Dude, have you not heard? They've literally this year, earlier this month, banned another few books from American schools, and one of them was Mouse, M-A-U-S. Remember the German?
oh yeah, I know Mouse. Yeah. So it's really good.
Yeah, they banned that.
I think I heard something about a school banning Mouse, but I didn't think it would stick. Like, surely they would have to.
I think it has, dude.
They'd have to unban it because it's like, why would you ban kids learning about the Holocaust? I feel like there's only one type of person that doesn't want people to learn about the Holocaust.
I don't know who's the girl there and who pays
about like 2 like penguins adopting a kid, male penguins, and because LeVar Burton did like a band reading, like a band book reading.
Wasn't that in the Deep South though?
That was somewhere in the Deep South.
Because again, this story takes place in LA.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mandeville, Los Angeles. So again, that's like West Coast, like wishy-washy liberals. I don't think they'd be the type to be banning books. Again, I don't claim to be an expert on the fucking American school system. I'm not even an expert on the school system here. I'm just saying this seems a little far-fetched.
Yeah. Well, look it up. That's all I'm going to say.
People in the chat, tell us, is America that fucked up?
Unfortunately, some parts, yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying Tennessee or something. Yeah, it just seems a little bit fucking, far-fetched that LA would be banning a bunch of books in school.
I mean, I've seen pictures of book burnings this year. It's absolutely insane in some parts of America.
That's fucking disturbing. Sorry. That's fucking disturbing.
It is disturbing. It's just like the
No,
same
it's
pictures
not
that you
LA,
see
it's Louisiana.
from World War II. It's
like-
just
Oh, LA is Louisiana. Oh, do excuse me, guys. Again, foreigner. So
LA is
Is it
Louisiana.
LA?
Okay.
Louisiana. Maybe it used to be 2 words or something. Maybe L doesn't work on its
No,
own.
I think it's because it's the A on the end.
Yeah.
Because Los Angeles, unless it's two.
Yeah, because Los Angeles is 2 words, isn't it? But
Yeah.
that's in
No,
California, though.
America's
So I
too
guess
big.
that would be
Carve it up
C.
into chunks
That would be
again.
like CA or.
So is
Yeah,
Jordan
or
like
something.
JN then? Or is that even a...
Apparently people are saying
So-
yes, it is that bad.
Okay. So...
Well, now I feel significantly worse. Let's continue.
Okay, now that the school had blacklisted yet another book, this story now takes place yesterday. Nancy couldn't even feign a shock that Lane had immediately picked it up. She didn't mind that he read the book, she didn't mind that he was interested in its content, but she knew that he intentionally wrote the reports just for a reaction from the teacher. That couldn't be denied. Nancy picked up the small paperback, gazing upon its dark cover. In stark white was the title. This book, an autobiography, hit the bookstores about 2 months ago. The residents of Mandeville, especially those in positions of power, were not pleased at the contents found within the book pages. Corruption, cover-ups, privileged families, money, abuse and murder were in the themes. Mandeville was made to look like a haven for the wealthy and a pit of inequity for those without it. Her former husband's name appeared a few times throughout. He had been the Assistant Director of Internal Affairs for the Mandeville Police at the time, and the author of this book had not been kind to the authorities in his telling of the events from 4 summers ago, back in 2015.
This is fucking shite, isn't it? Okay, let's take a short break there. I will read the next chapter. I think it's fair. I know I joked about I'll read the conclusion. I'll do the author's note in the conclusion, and you read everything else. That's a little unfair. Yes, so far it's not great, is it?
No.
Let's have a look at what the chat is saying, shall we?
Yeah, that was...
Dead silence for a moment.
So, what should I put on the screen? What's images am I looking up? Star Trek fan art. Let's do it.
Don't do that. Erotic Star Trek.
No, it's on moderate, so it's not going to show me any of that. I'll tell you what, that's not too bad. That's not bad. Or unless it's an actual comic. It looks like a comic, but that could be a fan art. Not bad at all. That's not bad, but it's, the wrong generation of Star Trek. So...
Oh, and thank you, Prada with an O, for the $4.99. Good to see you guys again. Also, yes, even the schools that are considered good have issues over here. That's so fucking ridiculous.
Unfortunately so. See? And look, with Bing, Jacob, you get all these nice pictures of birds and news articles like Dizzy Rascal's ex-fiancée said she left him due to domestic abuse. Oh, that's bad. Jeez. That's horrible.
You can get so much good information, like Dizzy Rascal. Oh no, wait.
Wait. Oh, geez, that's really horrible. Oh no, they can see pictures of the
Yeah,
today. I'm going to show you that. Storm Eustace. There we go. Because we've been living through this storm, amongst others.
I wanted to. Oh, look, Drake's in the news. Wait. Oh no. Thank you, Looney Tanuki, for the $6.99. Nice. The schools are actually doing them a favor by banning a Jeff the Killer book. Yeah, I mean, I'm very much against book burnings, but if all the copies of the Da Vinci Code in the world disappeared, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
I read that The Catcher in the Rye is one of the most banned books. Like, you kidding me? What is there to ban? I read that book not long ago. I read Catcher in the Rye at my backward Scottish school.
Yeah.
And that was in 2007.
Captain Marvel just boring or something, or like. I just
It's
remember
mostly
like,
just like some self-obsessed guy complaining about how shitty his life is and how shit he is.
And the preps.
Yeah, it's kind of like My Immortal.
Yeah, it's god awful. I remember reading it in class. Just when you go to the library and pick a book that you can. I went and I was like, oh, I've heard of this book. It's meant to be good. I read the whole thing and was like,
it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yeah, it really wasn't. I didn't really have much to say about it. But I just know that a lot of people like to name their characters after Holden Caulfield. Like, that's what the character from Life is Strange, his last name is based on Holden Caulfield.
It's quality when Life is Strange is
That
take inspiration from it. I still need to try and get a paycheck. I'm trying to settle out of court for them using my likeness for the art teacher without my permission in Life is Strange. But it's not. I'll be honest with you guys. It's not going well.
Yeah. No.
Hence why we're doing these streams, just to try and raise a bit of awareness. It's the way they can really shaft the little guy like that. It's not okay. These big game developers like Square Enix going, "Oh yeah, that guy on YouTube. We'll just use his likeness for the art teacher."
If he can't get the money for the to help with the law case, he's going to start a Kickstarter to raise an army to try and take over the country and become its new king.
No, I have no claim to the throne. You see, Matt, I care about the rules. Okay.
But, Jacob, have you never heard that thing like if you kill enough people in England, you get to become king? Like,
well, yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
All right, let's read some Mo. And by Mo, I mean more. It's how I talk now. I'm like a rapper.
Yeah.
I'm like
So
Steven
you
Seagal. Not that Steven Seagal is a rapper, but have you guys noticed? I don't know how up to date everyone is on the Steven Seagal law. And like he used to talk like this, hey, what's up? I've been doing martial arts for 79 years. But now he like talks like a black stereotype, and it's really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, yo, you tripping? I'm like, why are you talking like that?
Whenever I think of old Steve still talking, I always just imagine that line. I can't remember what film it is. It's like, I'm going to take you to the back.
That's from Under Siege.
Yeah, but I always remember him
I
saying
think that's from Under Siege.
No.
Because he's watching TV when he says that.
Oh, yes, he is.
I always remember him saying that wrong.
Sorry, Toby, go on to the Cortex Club and go into memes.
Okay, hang on. Cortex Club. Where's memes?
In the meme section.
Where am I going?
The law, that's it. Thank you, some English bloke.
Oh, good.
It's funny.
So yeah, for context, it was it was it was Luigi Kid who it was his fan base that were like, oh, Jason Hine is sorry. He's sorry. It's okay that you nunced those kids. He's sorry.
Sorry, I'm just gonna make
I'm just Toby drawing a piss ocean.
Yeah, I'm just gonna draw a nice beach scene.
Yeah, I might continue with the story while Toby draws.
And now on the
Yeah, okay.
And now on Bad Creepypasta, the gallery.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that. It's not bad, is it? It's had some clouds in there. You continue on.
Happy little cloud.
Yeah.
I feel like the second we said go to memes, people in the chat started spamming the meme channel.
Think they
A
would.
gif of Linkara's stupid
they would.
fucking face.
That's why, like, as soon as I got in there, I got out of there.
Yeah, it felt like there's just going to be loads of like
No, it's gonna
dick
be absolutely
pics.
spammed, yeah, so absolutely not.
Did someone say dick pics?
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna do
That wasn't a request. No, sweetheart, this is Mummy's error. But yeah, that's the fucking author of the story. Not the author, rather, but the mother, in the story.
I can't. But I've been so not paying attention to the actual story and more just what. Has she started tripping balls yet? What's happening?
Oh, no.
I think we're waiting for that.
We're waiting for the tripping balls part of the story.
So the next chapter is Jeffrey Woods' brother, friend, killer, Lou Woods.
I'm ready.
It's part of this town's history, Mum. Why is it okay for us to learn about all the other horrible events of our past, but I can't write about this?
This story just hits too close to home for too many of us, Lane.
Nancy stated. This is how everybody in Louisiana speaks. Nancy stated. I imagine there's a lot of coal mines and like whippets in Louisiana. Just like we're gonna eat. Right, listen here. Right, we're gonna eat a bit of gumbo, play a bit of jazz. All right. I'm from Louisiana.
We're not too keen on them blacks down here.
We're gonna go to Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. What?
That is a place in Louisiana.
Really?
Yeah, it's like formerly French, isn't it, Louisiana? I think.
Come on. Baton Rouge is not a real place. Baton.
Yes, it is. Even I know that.
What?
And I only know that because of Toy Story 2.
Wow.
When Slinky Dog says, "Buzz, my back end's going to Baton Rouge."
He does say that. You're correct. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a place they made up for Toy Story 2 that Gemma remembered for this one joke at your expense.
No.
Clearly, what they did is after they made that joke in Toy Story 2, they built the town just to gaslight people. Disney's like that.
Hannibal Lecter. What was it? Oh, it's got Hannibal Lecter may have killed people, but he's sorry, guys. Why are you hating?
Yeah, Baton Rouge is the capital of Louisiana.
Wow.
Thank you, Iguana Boy.
There you go.
Just got the apartment. Burger King, Moldova. People in animal suit will not be tolerated. Oh my god, that's so fucking based.
No fur man in Burger King, Moldova.
I'm absolutely
Are you
saying
just
that.
looking at memes? Are you just looking
Yeah,
at
the meme chat's going extremely well.
My granddad's been to Moldova.
That's fine. I'm just still moving around.
Apparently, it's one of the least travelled to countries in Europe, and it's also where the epic sax man came from.
Come eating grapes and
Like,
warm up.
Jimmy Savile as a samurai.
What? Oh my god.
Shogun Savile.
I'm not looking at that. I'm not gonna put that on the.
Alright, enough looking
Yeah,
at
forget
this.
the story, boys. Let's just see what our lunatic
Give us memes.
unity is posting in the Discord. Grey Warden Invasion. Thank you very much for the €10. I think I'd rather watch the joy of painting with the BCP crew than hear about Jeff. Oh well, at least you make it funny. Well, thank you. We certainly try. I mean, there's plenty of material to make fun of.
Beach. Sorry, just had a breakthrough. Rocks.
A what?
Just had a breakthrough. Rocks.
It's like a child.
Is that-
A brain?
Yes, I've had a breakthrough.
Toby, where's this supposed to be a beach? If it's in the UK, where's like the just
Well,
piles
where's the
of shit on the
Weatherspoons?
beach?
You're
No,
just
it's gonna
behind
say
you.
like where like the ocean looks far too
Clean.
like calm
Oh,
and nothing's being knocked over by a
Did you
horrific
say-
wind.
Yeah, does that look better? Give it about 10 seconds and you'll be able to see what the change I've just done. I think that looks a bit more like
America's
landscape.
going to ban furries. Okay, how do I get a visa? Oh, no, it looks like a golf course. Okay.
Oh, I got okay.
Um,
All right. No, that looks a bit. Oh, that just looks trippy. Oh,
So I'm saying to make the sea grey.
like, oh yeah, haha,
Colour-
Grey Sea, get it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Watch the movie, please.
Yeah, award-winning movie hosted on this channel. Hardly any of you have seen it. You should watch it. It's actually the best thing we've ever made. Go watch it immediately. Actually, even mug off this stream and go and watch it.
Buy a second computer and watch both ours, this stream and that film simultaneously.
Yeah. Anyway,
She was feeling her temper start to rise a bit, not just because her defiant son once again found a way to irritate his teacher, but because the events listed in the book in her hands had partially led to her husband leaving her and laying behind. I love that
He was looking for any excuse.
he left both of them behind, didn't fight for custody, because let's be honest, the mum's a junkie. He would have got custody. He's like, no, I'm not fighting for him. He's called Lane. He's a lost cause. I'm gonna remarry a younger woman, who will give me more sons, and they'll all be called like
King.
like Ted and Chad and Chud Bungus
Roger.
and Liam Neeson
Benswick, Ticklebottom.
and Steven Seagal.
No, Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah, that's what you need, Toby. Loads of seagulls.
Yeah.
Called Steven.
In your drawing.
I do. Actually, not
I thought
seagulls
you-
though.
Make sure they've got a big American flag jacket on, and they do shitty kung fu.
Yeah, I'm just adding some wave textures.
Oh my god, guys, Gustav is just being so fucking adorable.
Yeah, he is. Hello.
Do you think he wants feeding?
I think he wants a cuddle.
Where's it? Your lizard.
Yeah.
Oh.
The smaller one. Too.
Just renamed Logan Gustav.
I'm
The big one is like.
gonna do myself a boat.
He's like, no, I don't want to cuddle. I've changed my mind. Okay, this is pretty nice.
Gustav is also here.
But yeah, we're probably just a little distracted. But he's so yellow today. Look at him. He's all fired up. So this is great. Give me food.
Got some. You can. Sorry, I'll give you some later.
Lane would have likely been shocked to learn that his mother had purchased a copy of the same book his rejected report had been based on. Nancy, like so many other residents of Mandeville, had been deeply impacted by the actions of Jeffrey Woods. Still a terrible surname. Following the brutal slaughter of his parents, Jeff Woods had gone on to kill 4 more people before he finally vanished for good. Nancy hadn't personally known any of the victims, but in a town as small as Mandeville, she'd at least walked past them once or twice at the grocery store or at the park. After killing his parents, Jeff the Killer targeted Officer Donald Williamson of the Mandeville Police Department. He'd been the officer who first investigated Jeff Woods for fighting with 3 other kids in the parking lot in the village shopping center. He'd also been involved in the investigation of the now infamous flare gun incident.
Oh, wow.
You see,
Wow,
it was
the
that-
career-defining
Oh,
moment of Jeff of Lee.
Fuck me, not much happens in Mandeville, does it? The flare gun incident.
But make sure it's capitalised so you don't get mixed up with all these other flare gun incidents. Like, you know.
Yeah, we all know it's the flare gun left in a Starbucks.
Yeah.
In Randy Hayden's garage, Lou Woods had the following to say about Williamson in his book. Boys, I'm very. This isn't what he had to say. This is me speaking now. I'm very, very phlegmy, so I'm going to drink some of this Diet Conk and hopefully clear out some of the yuckiness because my voice is a little bit hoarse, like Steven Seagal.
Reading pastas for 27 years.
Yeah, but Jake, the difference between you and Steven Seagal is that you're in better shape and a better fighter.
That is true.
It's true. I feel like I could beat up Steven Seagal quite easily.
Blue Moon Samurai, thanks for the $2. Money for Gustav and Spike, thank you very much. And the neighbor's kid, thanks for the $5. I'm going to be playing Flight of the Bumblebee in A minor. JC, A minor, you say?
That's such an easy joke. That's hilarious. We love it on his channel.
Keep just raking them in.
Just keep breaking them
Like, oh, I hear you dwarves are miners.
It's funny because he's a terrible person.
It's like that Bo Burnham song was like, that was beating off in A minor.
Voice is a little hoarse, like Mr. Head.
He's a little horse.
Right like the wind, Bullseye. I'm really in the mood to watch Toy Story 2.
That's a great film.
It's
Toy Story 2 is
One of the best sequels ever.
Yeah, it's better than the first. It's the best
people
one.
say sequels aren't worth shit, and I'm like, Toy Story 2, boys.
Toy Story 2,
yeah.
Aliens, Terminator
Aliens,
2, Bride and Frankenstein.
There are quite a few
Godfather
good arguments.
Godfather
that.
Part 2.
Yeah,
and
there's,
Restraint.
there's tons of great sequels out there. People are just full of shit.
Jacob,
Like
I'm
Back to the
finished
Future 2.
with my beach
Yep.
scene. I would like your critique.
Okay. Well, first of all, I hate it. No, so I like the addition of seagulls. That actually has saved the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
Little patches on the snow, on the sand, the boat.
All that's missing is the wind turbines.
Yeah, maybe just like it needs like a really fat woman in a stripy swimming costume, sunbathing, and like a man with a really big nose making some kind of comment about it. And then it's the perfect seaside cartoon.
Right, I mean,
guy coming out the
That's
sea.
really hard
and
to do with a mouse.
commenting that's some bad hat, Harry.
I just meant like every seaside cartoon ever made in England.
Oh, I know.
Like every single postcard.
Yeah. Thank you, Looney Tanuki, for the 279. Sending money so you can add Godzilla in the ocean.
Oh, God.
All right,
What?
Toby, you know what you must do.
Okay. I was working on the fat woman, but now that concept's gone.
Combine the two.
No, I am not.
Yes,
doing that.
have a giant fat woman with like
This is
Stegosaurus
too much.
spine
Wait,
that
you
breathes fire.
are overestimating my powers on Photoshop, on paint. But let's do it. Let's try it.
I didn't realise that he was drawing Tess Holiday.
That's mean, Gemma. That's mean. That's not on.
Oh no, I just done.
We don't go for that. We don't go for that sort of comedy.
We were all having fun, and then you took it too far.
We rise above that kind of thing here. She is pretty
All in
fun.
favour of banning Gemma and like getting rid of her favourite album from the
Godzilla.
jukebox.
Yeah.
It's raining men.
Right,
No, don't
Jacob,
worry.
I need you to help me with the colour for Godzilla. What's the actual colour of Godzilla?
Green.
Green.
It depends. Well, I mean, it kind of depends on which movie. Okay, you know what? You can't go wrong with. I'm gonna say like a bluey grey color, but to be honest with you, since it's a very kind of it's very cartoonish, like single block color image, green is probably the right choice.
So reptile
Go
green.
for like the
Yeah, got ya.
60s Godzilla cartoon where they had Godzuki.
Give me a cartoon picture of
Yeah.
Gods.
Godzilla in a fat lady swimming costume, like a Boomer cartoon.
Oh,
Just Baton Rouge. Holiday destinations.
those are legit. Wow, obviously must have been quite a few. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a GIF as well. That's brilliant. Godzilla looks like that. That's not Godzilla. That is not Godzilla. Are you kidding me? That's Godzilla. That is just a green dinosaur. That is not Godzilla.
It's shit, isn't it?
That is really that is tragic. That is. What are you doing? Stop. What? Oh gee. I'm not sure what it's doing over there. Oh, okay, thanks. I really wanted to know that.
Don't worry.
So just like, who the heck is Godzuki? There's a fucking like
Right.
Godzilla
That
cartoon
is
made
what
in
I'm
the
going
60s.
for.
There's like Hanna-Barbera cartoon of Godzilla made in the 60s, and they just made up a little fucking
Yeah, for putting
Tag along.
You don't licking my eyeball.
Yeah.
You don't lick my eyeballs.
Also,
Your eyeballs.
you don't want them accidentally biting your eyelid either.
They don't have any teeth.
No, but they can still grab with their mouths, as it would hurt. Yeah, so yeah, Godzuki's like this shit. If you thought that the son of Godzilla in the movie Son of Godzilla was fucking ridiculous.
yeah, Godzuki's like 1,000 times worse.
Yeah. There was also a baby Godzilla in the 1990s series as well, I think. The 1990s films, I mean, not the cartoon. I don't think he ever got a name, though. He was quite good, though. I thought he was better.
I'm trying to think of what cartoon it was, because I remember there's like the one based off
Maybe. I'm going to be real with you. That just looks like a pickle.
Just give me a second,
Godzilla.
alright? I'm building the base of the face, alright?
Now,
Rome wasn't
Is it
built in a day,
Pickle?
Jacob.
Monster
Okay?
Hunter.
I feel like I'm on The Apprentice right now. You know, when they go into like these poor fuckers, they have to make them do designs, but on the fly. So it's like, oh no, you could just change absolutely everything. It's like, no, changing the brief constantly. I'm under stress right now. I am trying my best, sir.
In defiance of Allah, the grandfather turns himself into a pickle.
Funny
This is
shit.
not fun. This is paganism.
What?
The main character, Toby, he lives inside of a pineapple.
Uh-huh.
How do you
Under the sea.
How do you think he acquired this house? Through jihad.
Oh,
Is that how
that's
it's-
a picture.
It is to buy a pineapple under the sea and live in it. The fucking prices, Jesus.
You know that Patrick Star literally lives under a rock because he's that stupid.
Haha, yes, I knew that. It's a thing
You
I
also
knew I
know
was
that
worried.
Patrick Starfish is an analogue for Jesus. I remember I saw it in a video on the internet once. It was one of our videos.
Yeah.
It was I saw it in the video. I saw it on the internet once.
It was one of our videos.
It was this exact channel. Put these pliers down. See what? She's thinking Mothra in the chat, and I was like, "Well, Hollywood thinks we want when we say strong female characters. It's just like this slew of like very tiny women beating up massive stuntmen in recent action films. It's like what we really want is just Mothra. Just Mothra solo movies." I like that Godzilla's got like concerned eyebrows in Toby's drawing.
Yeah.
Like he looks a little perturbed.
Hang on, I'm getting back to it.
He's worried about something.
He's like, that boat's too close for me liking.
He's a bit concerned, isn't he?
So, Toby, I'm going to be honest, your Godzilla so far kind of looks like a cancerous mass. So, Shin Godzilla then.
I'm copying a brief here. I'm copying this little guy over here, right? This guy. Because I'm thinking, that's probably, I could do that. That looks like Godzilla enough. I'm copying a brief. And there you go. Alright, give me a second.
Just Looney Tanuki in the chat. She's like, "I'm sorry, guys. I derailed the whole stream." I mean, we could have continued the story. You're only partly to blame. You simply financed this stupidity. That's all.
See, we were going to hang out today and shoot the shit and say stupid crap, but that got delayed, so we're just spending it all now.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah, this is what we do when you're not here.
Yeah, it's basically there was a fucking annoying storm, so we couldn't hang out. So we're doing this.
I don't think I would have ended up drawing Godzilla though. I don't know what would have happened if we actually met up. But you know, we're open to new things in this world.
But, Toby, it looks more like one of those guys from fucking Bubble Bobble.
At this point, you know what it does? I'm drawing a combination of that and that. Hey guys, the worst fan art for Bubble Bobble I ever see.
Since we've ascertained now that this picture takes part in the Bubble universe, could you draw a little fat kid making a rainbow?
Yeah, Rainbow Island.
Rainbow Islands. It is the sequel to the story. Its full title is Rainbow Islands: The Story of Bubble Bobble 2. And I'm going to say some controversial shit right now. I'm not saying it never happened. No, I'm going to say some controversial shit right now. And that is that Bubble Bobble 2 is the better game than the first one.
I 100% agree. It was one of the first games I played on the PC with my dad. We used to play it together. And then Jacob bought it for me for the Master System.
Yeah. So obviously with Gemma there's a lot of nostalgic attachment. With me, I played both games as a kid, so it's not like a nostalgia thing. For me, I just think the second one is better.
I think
And
it's
I
actually
didn't play
really
both games
amazing.
a lot either. I could have, when it came to like those sort of hyper cutesy, like simplistic, repetitive games, like Flicky was the one I played a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really play much of the two Bubble Bobble games, but retroactively playing them both, the second one is the best one, and nobody agrees with me except Gemma.
Well, there's Godzilla. That's the best goddamn Godzilla you are going to get. Okay.
Okay, so
Are we
I
happy?
don't know anyone else, but I'm amazed, absolutely astonished, that we still have 129 people who are just watching us do shit fan art, talk about random shit.
Absolute
I did try to fucking read the story. Like, there was a moment while Toby was still drawing where I read a paragraph. Where I've got to another chapter now, or at least an extract. It's from. It's a chapter break. It's like an extract from Lou's book, and it was just like, oh, I'll read this bit next. It's no, we're just doing this.
So I mean, I'm all for going back to the story. This is now a saved masterpiece. I think there's nothing else apart from we were going to end it actually by doing what Bob would do. I'm going to put our name in the corner, of course. So let's do a nice tea. Oh.
You know what, Toby? I think you should put both our names on it. I mean, I work pretty hard on this project.
Yeah, totally. Right.
I also think you should put.
There you go.
Oh my god, guys,
Now it's
everyone,
a finished product.
No, or
everyone shut up, everyone. We can make an NFT of this.
Oh my god, it could.
we could, but let's not.
Yeah.
I mean, we got 100 people in the chat. One of them must be really fucking stupid and willing to spend a lot of money on it.
Okay, guys. So we're about to mint this on the blockchain because we are stupid.
Yeah.
And yes, you will own this image.
Yeah,
Kind
I
of.
think also you should dedicate this to everybody named Lane.
Yobi. Fuck off, Manny.
He never says
Okay, that does not say Yobi.
Yobi's
This is
fine.
Toby. Just I'm trying to do a little flicky thing, make it look nice.
Yobi?
It now looks like devil horns. Just leave me alone. Okay.
All right, so if you could maybe
Alright,
just
Yobi.
put for Lane.
Hang
And could
on.
you finish getting rid of that little blanket you started drawing for the fat lady that you never finished? It's driving me nuts.
I'm
No,
trying
keep it.
my best,
And
master.
it the price.
It could just be leftover plastic, Jacob. Think about that.
Just think, people of the internet, you can buy this exact thing. You can keep all the pixels, even though it's not the same thing.
There you go.
No, you can't.
Done.
You can't screenshot our NFT.
Hang on. You want
That's
to put
stealing
4
for some reason.
lane? 4 lane here, yeah.
Cool. Like Yobi is now his new name.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's his art name.
Screenshotted, get nay-nayed.
There you go. 4 lane.
What I think's hilarious, like the only person I follow on Instagram that buys NFTs is Snoop Dogg, a man who's not only a ridiculous boomer but is constantly high.
I love the way that the American market reporters, they're all astonished when Snoop Dogg was caught smoking weed before his performance in a halftime show, and I'm like, oh no, the world's highest man gets high before doing something.
Sorry, Snoop Dogg
Snoop Dogg doing weed?
with a marijuana
It's
cigarette.
literally the surprised Pikachu meme. It's
Lifetime fan here. Can't canceling my Spotify today.
Thanks, you're right. That's it. I'm getting rid of these bloody devil horns. I'm just gonna
I
put
mean,
a straight
don't
T.
you
That's
remember
pissing
what
me off.
So guys, if
don't you know what weed
Spotify
is quite
doesn't
possibly
remove
a dangerous drug?
Joe Rogan podcast, because apparently this is how like speech works now. If they don't remove the Joe Rogan podcast, I'm actually gonna Rhyme Maneuver is gonna come back and release a new album in protest. It's gonna be we're sticking with the theme of food, health, and hygiene. It's gonna be called Mission Nutrition. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you for that ripple of pity.
Right.
Jacob's just signed a contract with Spotify, and then he's going to immediately break it and get fucked over.
Like I've
Because
got
he's an
some
idiot.
nutrition, something in the kitchen.
Okay. We are saving that as. What are we saving that as?
Obviously, beach NFT.
Beach NFT. Like, I wish I could put a question mark, but you can't, can you? There you go.
Like how do we get this on the Bored Ape Yacht Club?
Hey, how did we get here? Like, I wasn't expecting to make myself a nice picture, but there we go. I was waiting for you to continue with the story. How much of this have you actually conquered?
I mean, I could read for a bit.
Very little, maybe. Like I was distracted by your drawing.
I mean,
Thank you
I think
for
everyone
the
was, to be
$5.
fair, and that was quite a moment for us all.
As an artist, I constantly save images and compile them for references. Understandable.
Have a nice day.
Okay, chapter 4, Corruption in Uniform. And this is from Lou's book, isn't it?
Yes.
Never in my life.
Oh no, we can't. Do
No,
that.
I can't possibly do that for the whole thing. Never in my life would I have believed the corrupt small-town cop archetype could exist in such a larger-than-life capacity. Donald Williamson, my brother's third victim, embodied so much corruption that one would almost think him a work of poorly written fiction. I mean, the jokes fucking write themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, dude.
Well, I mean, we don't need to
When-
make jokes. Let's just pass over it.
Sorry, guys. Self-awareness has left the chat. The woman
See,
video.
Jacob, if you just bring up like the obvious jokes and like the self-awareness, then you too can make the Matrix 4.
Matrix 4 is just like, hey, we're gonna make the Matrix with or without you, Lana Thomas Anderson. Wow, Warner Brothers sure are dicks. it would be weird if we just retreaded the first one. Yes, that would be weird. Now we're going to retread the first one. This is so meta and clever.
Ah.
What?
I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
Again, but poorly in every way possible.
I'm jumping on the bandwagon a bit here by making fun of The Matrix 4 because I haven't actually seen it. Who has?
Yeah.
Well, I've just seen a question in the chat, and I feel like I need to address it. Ethan, he asks if this stream is staying up. Now, the reason it's not staying up, and the reason for that is because the NFT.
Stop people screenshotting your NFT.
Yeah, screenshot my NFT. You are absolutely not doing that. That is bank.
Yeah, we need to like photocopy a certificate and send it out to people.
We need to make millions of dollars by basically just causing a shitload of pollution with our picture of a monkey. From what I understand about how it all works, it's basically imagine a machine, and you switch it on, and it prints money. Basically, puts money straight into your bank account. But its only purpose, above and beyond that, is to pour noxious gases straight into the atmosphere.
Do you think are NFTs just invented by a Captain Planet villain?
We'll get all these. NFTs are the best thing to come around since the Black Plague.
Oh my god, man, that's hysterical.
You can't own NFTs from casual contact like screenshotting or right-clicking and selecting Save As.
NFTs just made by some fucking Captain Planet villain. Matt, that is fucking gold, my son.
Right here.
That is fucking funny.
He's been screenshotting the NFTs.
Who's the real
Get
guy?
him out of here!
Well, I know NFTs are bad, but art theft is art theft. Oh,
I
God.
can't believe people were surprised that Matrix 4 was bad. I wasn't surprised.
More like
It's really
Matrix
great.
4. God, please laugh at me.
I think I'd have been more shocked had it been good.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I heard about it recently. Like one of them, the reason why I can't remember his name. Agent Smith wasn't in it. You know, the actual Agent Smith
Yeah.
was because of there's like a scheduling conflict, so they just replaced him. And the best thing about
Hugo Weaving didn't want to come back
Hugo
for that shit.
he was like doing a play or something like that, and it was like, so can you just put it up? Like, no, we need to do it now. It's like, Hugo Weaving came back as another guy, and we had to replace Morpheus because he canonically died in the online game, apparently, or something.
Okay.
Ah, yes. The world famous online Matrix game.
Yeah, Matrix Online killed off Matrix in the Morpheus in the story, so they killed him off in.
Okay, can we have? I know we can't have a show of hands, but if we could just have everybody in the chat type yes or no, it's kind of like having a show of hands. Did you play Matrix Online?
Right. Wait.
I'll say no.
And then when you're done answering that one, I've got another one. Did you know there was a Matrix Online?
Wait. So Matrix Online. You're not talking about the Matrix experience that came on the Xbox 360 and the Xbox Series X, are you?
No, not that shit.
No, not that.
That was on.
MMO.
That's the new thing that's on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, all that.
Wait. There's a Matrix Online. What the fuck?
There was a Matrix Online for about 6 weeks.
Just look at the fucking chat.
The Matrix Online what? What? There was a massive multiplayer online RPG developed.
And here's the problem, guys. Oh, well, canonically, Morpheus is dead because of the Matrix Online game. Rando asks his chat, did you guys play the Matrix Online game? Fucking look at that.
We got like a couple of yeses in there, which I'm assuming.
Yes, I think they were answering yes to the. I forgot that. Yeah, yes, I knew what it was.
Yeah. Wow. That's only.
Apparently, there's a weird sort of like when something unpopular something crap comes out. There's a bunch of people who like it, and there's people who like it because I don't really think that much about it, and then there are other people who apparently like it because it being shit is a weird meta commentary. It's like they purposely made it bad. Don't you get it?
Oh, I hate that argument. It's like I really didn't like the Grindhouse movies from Tarantino and Rodriguez. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to be shit. It's lame on purpose. I'm like, okay, mission accomplished. Deliberately shit is still shit.
If a chef comes
Why
out,
not make something good?
so if you went to a restaurant and a chef came out and gave you a bowl of literal dog shit, you're not going to dig in and applaud him because he fucked up his job on purpose.
I used the chef analogy the other day because some twat was like moaning about. Somebody was moaning about other people moaning, right? And now I'm moaning about that person. So it's like a whole fucking chain reaction. Basically, I was like, I'm sick of people complaining about the later seasons of Game of Thrones. People worked really hard on that. I'd like to see you do better. And I'm like, bro, if I went to a restaurant and I don't know shit about cooking, right? I just don't. I can knock together a half-decent meal, but I am far from a chef. But if I went to a restaurant and I said, I want, I don't know, I literally can't think of a meal that exists. So basically, I ordered my meal, and it came, and it just wasn't what I ordered.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, let's say I ordered macaroni and cheese, and it was a really bad cheese sauce, and instead of macaroni, it was like slices of potato. And it just didn't taste good. And I'd say, one, this isn't what I ordered, and two, it doesn't taste good. Would it then be within the chef's right to say, well, get in the kitchen?
I worked really hard on it.
Yeah, it's like, get in the kitchen and make it better. Well, no, I'm the consumer. I am paying you to do a good job.
Yeah. Also, the fact is, like, I know we're going back to fucking Game of Thrones, but, like, I've never heard anyone say, about Game of Thrones, the final season, like, the acting was particularly bad. I've never heard anyone say, like, the fucking lighting or the sets or anything. No, it's always the fucking script. It's always down to the everything around it.
Even the
apart from the people's job was it to make sure coffee cups weren't on scene.
Yeah, that got you poorly. But even the friggin' actors knew. I mean, you see the
interviews.
The interviews. All of them look soulless. They're like, yeah, great.
Best season ever.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's okay if you enjoy this stuff, but it's the weird defensiveness of the people who are like, they get mad at people for not liking it, and they go as far as to say, well, you couldn't do it better. That's not the point. Mm-hmm. It's not my job to do it better.
No.
I'm also not being paid the kind of money they're being paid.
If I was being paid a shitload of money to write the final season of Game of Thrones, I'd give it a fucking jolly good go over and over again, ask people's opinions, like fucking try and figure out the best damn way to finish us off that we've been doing for 10 years and has made a bunch of people's careers. Like,
hi everyone.
So we can get to Star Wars.
Got a super chat here from somebody who is amused by the way I pronounce their name. So thank you, Mr. Hollis. No, I'll do it. Naki Hollis. Thank you for the US 1999. Hi everyone. Can't stay, but take this money. I will still. I think they mean stay, but that's okay. Long enough just to hear how Jacob pronounces my name. Well, now you've heard it.
You're not saying anything.
Thank you very much.
Now.
I was thinking, like, I want to try and customize our channel art a bit more. So for new subscribers, it just says, welcome, please don't stay long. I get nervous if there's too many people.
Or also have, like, a welcome mat, but instead of saying welcome, it says Wecklum.
Yeah.
Wecklum.
Hi, Wecklum.
Wecklum.
Thank you. You're a Wecklum.
You're a Wecklum.
Jacob, do we want to read any more of the story?
Oh my god! I need that fucking doormat. A Wecklum. That's gotta exist.
It's so good. It's from Still Game.
Oh, that's funny.
I was going to say something. I can't remember now. It was probably something to do with the arguments we were making. People saying, "Oh, you have to be good at something in order to criticize it." I'm like, no, I don't like this music. It sucks. I don't like this food. It sucks. I don't like the smell in this place. You can criticize something as much as you like.
So you don't like the smell in this place? Well, why don't you fart and let's see?
Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous. It's such a weird.
You don't like the job I did cleaning this toilet out? Well, you fucking make a nicer smell.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not the toilet cleaner.
Someone said a welcome mat, but it has a Matt's face.
That's so meta. Just a perfectly round doormat.
Like, Manny, Is this gonna stick for the rest of my life now? You call me fucking Yobi because of the way I fucking put it on paint.
I mean, it should.
Now.
Whether it will is immaterial. It should stick.
But,
Yobi.
Toby, I'm going to be honest, I'd already forgotten about the Yobi thing.
Man, he
Until
keeps fucking
you
keeps putting it in. This is like the third. I keep looking at it. It's the third time he's put it in there. He's doing it intentionally.
Right, so if anyone out there has the necessary talent and patience, please do make a bear based on Yogi Bear. That's also based on Toby, and it's Yobi Bear. So it looks exactly like Toby, but it's got a little bow tie and it wants to swipe your picnic basket.
There we go. Now I've made a big deal about it. Everyone's gonna start calling me Yobi. Okay, I'm gonna start. Maybe it's my anime nickname.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Peter, for the $9.99. We appreciate it. The show with no name once said that trying to understand the impact that Jeff the Killer had on Creepypasta is like trying to understand the impact that Wizard of Oz had on American film. Yikes. What a fucking surreal take. What an outrageously strange and hyperbolic thing to say. Like,
wow, that's funny.
What are you thinking?
Well, that's a blast from the past. Does he actually still around?
Who cares? It's just a fucking weird thing to say.
It is.
Like, my God, what an odd, like I say, hyperbolic statement.
You got Tobe, Yob, Wecklamat, Gemery.
Why is Germany like Germany? Germany should just literally be called Germany at that point.
I used to get called Jermaine by my friend because he thought it was funny.
Or Jermaine Jackson.
His name was Blair.
Blair.
I also used to get called Jemima.
Is that all the...
After the puddle duck.
I don't know. I don't have any of it. Did you put it down somewhere? Because I've been looking for it.
Your Peter Rabbit collection. Or your collection of Jemima Puddle Duck books.
Yeah, I used to get called. Yeah, it was like a bunch of people was like, "Oh, your name sounds a bit like Jemima Puddle Duck." I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
A woman at the video store called the police about a fight, and it was none other than Williamson, who was assigned to investigate. He blames my brother and I for the entire effort. He blames my brother and me for the entire effort. This shit pisses me off because he said that it was proofread. And again, you can say, oh, it's a character error. It's a character error because it's coming from a character. Yes, but this is meant to be in a published book from Chapter 4. So this is from Lou Woods' published book. This would not be in a published book. He blames my brother and I. Here's a tip for writers, and this is a really easy way to remember. This is genuinely, I'm trying not to be a cunt, I actually want to give helpful advice.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know whether to use and I or and me, take the other person out of the sentence. Once you remove that person from the sentence and it's just you, it should always be obvious which one you say. So if you say, you would never say, the policeman blamed I. Would you? Or, the policeman arrested I. Or, he started to push I in the police car. You'd never say that. You'd say me.
My brother and myself.
Yeah. He blamed my brother, but you'd probably just say, he blamed my brother and me. Or me and my brother. Me and my brother sounds better. But he blames my brother and I doesn't make any grammatical sense. So if you're ever confused about which one to use in a sentence when you're writing, literally just imagine the sentence without the other person in, and it suddenly becomes super easy. So that's a little writing tip for the entire incident. He insisted that our failure to chain up our bikes somehow justified Randy, Keith, and Troy taking them for a joyride. Yeah, it was silly in the first story, and it's silly now. He said that witnesses saw Jeff take the first swing at Troy. Upon reviewing the police report that was made public long after the incident took place, yeah, I imagine that was really important. It was really important that the Freedom of Information Act, that it was people were able to read about some stolen bicycles.
Yeah.
Upon reviewing the police report that was made public long after the incident took place, it was revealed that only the video store clerk witnessed the event. Her statement indicated that she saw a group of boys fighting in the parking lot. At no time does it specify that my brother instigated the altercation. I'm just going to
What a fucking riveting tell-all book.
Aye.
Thank you, Peter, again, for another $9.99. Very generous. To be completely fair, Show with No Name agrees with you about how Jeff is poorly written and paved the way for a lot of thinly veiled revenge fantasies. Also, you guys deserve so many awards. Yeah, so here's the thing. I think I understand what he was trying to say in the sense that it's difficult to imagine, to put into words how important this story was to this medium, but it's just so insane and hyperbolic to compare the two. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And thank you for the award thing. We actually have only won, the film we put out has only won one award, but it's for me, that's one of the best awards you can get, which is the audience choice, rather than stuff chosen by fuddy-duddies in ties. I mean, some of the audience may have been fuddy-duddies wearing ties, but they were members of the public, and that's why it matters. Not a native English speaker, but sometimes I feel I have a better grasp of the language than native speakers. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
The amount of people that I know that speak English as a second language, and they go, "I'm really sorry, but my English isn't very good," and I'm like, "Your English is better than my insert language here."
Yeah.
It's like you're like genuinely.
The police lying about a crime is the most realistic thing to happen. Williamson would later be called to investigate the fight at Randy's home, the injury with the flare gun, and the ultimate blinding and disfigurement inflicted upon my brother. It was reported that Jeff shot himself in the face with the flare gun. Williamson once again worked his skills at corruption. Rather than investigating the incident, he merely took Randy's statement. Paramedics on the scene later stepped forward and admitted that Williamson could be seen coaching Randy, Keith, and Troy as they wrote their statements, practically feeding them their lines like a stage director in a play. The next victim my brother would take was likely the only truly innocent one to fall. Benny Rosenberg, chief editor of the NOLA Watch, had been contacted by Jeff about 2 weeks after the murder of Williamson. By this time, the photograph taken of Jeff by Williamson's son... Williamson's son...
Williamson.
That's difficult to pronounce, had made the national headlines. The picture accompanied by USA Today labeling Jeff the Killer. I feel like USA Today are a lot more experienced in journalism than to name someone Jeff the Killer.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound good. They give him something way snappier than that.
Like the
Yeah. Because
they would go for the Mandeville murderer.
yeah, absolutely. Of course they fucking would, because that's got a little bit of alliteration. It sounds.
The Mandeville Massacre.
It's actually more catchy.
Literally,
Like Jeff,
that would be like a meeting, but like, okay, we got two drafts here. So the guy's name's Jeff, right? Okay, I'm with you there. So we're gonna call him Jeff the Killer. Shit. What have you got? Well, he's from Mandeville. Mandeville murderer. I love it. We'll have that.
Yeah, let's get print it. Let's get Chinese.
Go,
yeah,
Chinese. Go. So Pucci's
but again, these
right,
are professional journalists. They would come up with a much better sounding name than Jeff the Killer.
Trying
was
to
it
be
like
a bit fair to them. They're
mill
not working with a handicap, aren't they? Like, all right, so years
fucking
ago,
Milwaukee Monster and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
years ago, some stupid person wrote a shitty story called Jeff the Killer, and for some reason it was popular. And now I have to try and... Well, now I'm writing a sequel to it. And like, alright, so the fucking journalist like, yeah, we called him Jeff the Killer in this as well.
Literally just like, like Jeff the Killer, or so more snappier.
everybody okay with Jeff the Killer?
Oh yeah.
Is more like whilst it's hyperbolic and it's made fun of in the stories. Hannibal the Cannibal, at least it's alliteration.
Yeah.
And
again,
like vague the killer.
Yeah.
Like, so he just killed. There's lots of murderers in the world. So what makes him fucking special?
Actually, you know what the series of stories that Hannibal the Cannibal comes from? There's got some all the serial killers have got great names.
They do.
Like there's the Tooth Fairy, later the Red Dragon, the Buffalo Bill, Chesapeake Ripper.
Yeah.
They all sound really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody would be called Jeff the Killer.
Hendrik, and Agent Paradox did it first. They'd call him the Mandavillain.
The Mandavillain? Or just like fat guys on Reddit would call him the Mandavillian. And I'm like, oh my god, baby Yoda, so fucking wholesome. So heckin' wholesome, wife's boyfriend 100. I fucking hate Reddit so much. It's like
Why
burns.
like then?
Inside you, there are two wolves. One hates Reddit, The other hates women. You are Jacob Sherwood. Someone else want to read for a bit?
Yeah, I'll read for a bit. Where are you?
I don't know that shit. I'm keeping it real. Yes.
The
Labeling
picture
Jeff.
accompanied by USA Today labelling Jeff the Killer. Is where you're lying.
Had by now turned my brother into a
Wait,
national sensation.
wait, hold on a second. USA Today. So he's killed 4 people.
Yeah, it would be in the Mandeville.
Yeah.
It'd be in the back, yeah.
Right.
I'm not
Okay.
saying like 4 people not getting killed is not a tragedy, even if they are arseholes from this. But quick, call the presses. 4 people got shot.
So was it Baby Yobi?
Yeah, I was laughing at that.
Questions were being asked now, and I have no doubt in my mind that Randy Hayden's father, along with the officials in the Mandeville Police Department, were scrambling to keep as many of the facts of the case hidden. The Mandeville police were only given cookie-cutter answers, usually falling back on the excuse that all the facts would be revealed once the case was closed. No one close to the investigation would speak in any detail, and tough questions were often directed to the MPD's Public Affairs Department, which somehow never seemed to have their telephones staffed. Phone messages were left unanswered, reporters were ignored, and everyone seemed to be in too much of a rush to stop and talk. The encounter between my brother and Rosenberg is one that is well documented now. The tape recording that Rosenberg had been using to conduct the interview returned to the NOLA Watch about a week or so after Rosenberg's death. Monica Davenport, who'd been the assistant editor, released the tapes in her own news documentary, Jeff Woods, The Killer Speaks. The recordings, the only known testimonial by Jeff himself, tells of the real encounters with Randy and his friends. The tapes reveal how Williamson worked to whitewash the investigation and served to cast further doubt on Randy's explanation of events with the flare gun. The tapes were released after the investigations in the MPD and Maxwell Hayden had already begun to be looked into. However, they helped to shed light on the other corrupt actions committed by Mandeville officials. Cope, can you scroll up, please? Well, scroll down, sorry. Rosenberg's death, for example, was not made public for almost 24 hours. The police on scene claimed that they couldn't identify Rosenberg and had to conduct lab testing to uncover his identity. However, Monica Davenport, who'd actually contacted the police, testified that she'd given the 911 dispatcher Rosenberg's full name and had even explained why he was out in Mandeville that night. It is believed that due to Rosenberg's connection with my brother, the MPD were instructed to keep the matter quiet for as long as possible to protect the slowly recovering image of the time. The police did not want to have to admit that Jeff Woods was still on the loose 2 weeks after the last murder.
So thank you, Peter, for the $4.99. The only way this could work is if Jeff gave himself the name, like Jack the Ripper. Hey, why are so many mysterious English people named Jack?
Common name, I don't know. Magic? Is it magic?
Magic, yeah.
There's also a dark conspiracy that I can only call such because no further evidence was ever discovered. However, considering the tainted reputation and obvious corruption within Mandeville, stands to mention anyway. According to one of the EMTs on scene, Rosenberg was still alive when the police first arrived.
Wait, hold on a second. We've been doing all this time, and there's a guy called Rosenberg. We should change the name to Rosenthal, and it's much better.
Rosenthal.
Yes.
Well, yeah, someone's like, well, it's because Jack's probably name. Yeah, because Jack is a. It's not an abbreviation, but it's a like an informal version of Jonathan. So, which is like John is like the most common. I think. I don't know if it still is, but it was at one point the most common name in like the entire English-speaking world.
Given common, like there's different connotations of John in like Spanish.
Yeah, but those guys aren't going to be called Jack, though.
No.
John the Killer.
Thank you, Grace T, for the $4.99. Just a great profile picture. Hey guys, been feeling badly depressed today. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you guys have any advice or any jokes? Also, hi Gemma, I love you bunches. Why is she special? I mean, I know why she is, obviously, but you know, what do you know?
But thank you.
What have you heard?
I hope you feel better.
The only advice I can give is when you're unsure whether to write and I or and me. Take the other person out of the sentence in your mind first. Any jokes? Fucking put us on the spot.
I'm trying to think of a joke. It's gone.
What? Favourite joke?
We're not known for being funny, so I don't know why.
Yeah, this is not a comedy show. This is like
Why couldn't the lifeguard...
dead serious horror. Okay, so the other day, I was in the bathroom doing some cleaning, and my dog ran in and wanted attention, and I knocked over the spot remover, and it went all over my dog, and he disappeared.
Let's say you knocked some bleach on your dog and he died.
No, I'm saying I spilled spot remover on my dog, and he's vanished.
Well, this
his
is
dog's
a
name was
joke that
Gary.
make it grown. Why couldn't the lifeguard save the hippie?
I don't know.
Why?
Because he was too far out, man.
That's pretty good.
I heard this one the other day. Like, why was Cinderella bad at football?
Why?
Because she couldn't get to the ball.
Because she kept running away from the ball.
Oh.
That's the fucking penguin bar or Christmas cracker joke.
Yeah. Why does a penguin?
You know, boys, I lost Will Smith once on the beach, actually, similar to the beach Toby was drawing. I was able to find him, thankfully. It was actually turns out that Jada Pinkett Smith had been trying to get rid of him, but I was able to find him. She said, "Thank you. How did you find my husband?" I said, "I just followed the Fresh Prince."
Okay, that's all right. That's a good one. Another one. Follow the Fresh Prince.
Thank you, Pimp Demon, for the 50 Nokia coins. Okay, first off, and it's gone. First off, hey. Second, how did I miss this until now? Third, this story is terrible. Go read Psychosis. It is far more better by 1,000-fold. Well, the thing is,
Psychosis?
I don't know. I recognise your name. It's not that you're new to the channel, but we don't read stuff that doesn't suck. This is like a masochist thing here. We only read garbage.
It's sort of like hard to, jump in with like silly tangents and stuff if we're reading something good.
Yeah, because we just want to get on with it.
A 20-minute rant about how Megatron's gay in the 80s or something like that. If we're reading a decent story. Hey, let's talk about this obscure thing, or like bring up this recent crappy movie. Like, stop talking. I'm really invested in the story.
Movie from 1986 where like one of them goes, "Wow, and we're taking a hell of a pounding," and it made me laugh.
The best part in any Transformers movie is when they fucking when like, okay, so I'm gonna back up a moment. So we talk a lot about nonsense on this channel.
Yes, we do.
I think Michael B. Okay, so I'm gonna cover my tracks here. I am not suggesting that Michael Bay is a nonce.
Right.
Having said that,
Okay.
two things that I'd like to bring to your attention. One is that Megan Fox got the job in Transformers because she'd worked with Michael Bay where she played a sexy dancer in a nightclub in Bad Boys 2. She was 15 years old at the time. Secondly, there is a scene in Transformers, a movie designed to sell toys to children, in which a relationship between a minor and an adult is justified by a statute of law that the guy keeps in his wallet that he shows to Marky Mark, explaining why it's okay for him to keep nailing Marky Mark's underage daughter.
The Romeo and Juliet act.
Yeah, and there's like a close-up, so the audience has time to read why it's okay for him to fuck a girl that's underage. That's in a movie designed to sell toys to children.
That's a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit
I completely forgot about I barely remember.
What's wrong with Michael Bay?
But I remember that from fucking somewhere. Like you're carrying around your back wallet.
Whoa! Rocky's on ITV. Holy shit! Sorry, I'm just gonna have that on the background.
What's on ITV?
Rocky.
Hey!
So Rocky is such a good film, right? Gemma actually only saw it for the first time either last year or the year before. She was like, I've never seen Rocky. I've seen all the sequels. I was like, okay, literally the first one is the only one that isn't about boxing. Like, you have to watch it because it's actually an amazing drama.
Yeah.
Grace T, thank you for the $4.99. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. This is why you're my favorite channel. See, my Fresh Prince joke was the best one. Or maybe the spot remover one.
No, the spot remover one was dog shit.
My hippie joke is the one that only one I can sort of remember just off the bat. So that's the reason why I said it.
Pim Demon, thank you. One day I will make you guys read a good story, XD. Like, will ya?
But today is not that day.
Tomorrow doesn't look great either.
So the story.
Like, everyone who haven't seen Rocky, you need to watch it. I absolutely adored it when Jacob showed it to me last year, because like I'd literally seen Rocky 2 through to Rocky Balboa, and I was like, yeah, these films are okay, apart from the fifth one. But like, I honestly I think Jacob can at least attest to this. I think he was watching me watch it, just so it was like it was like pure joy.
Which Rocky is it that has the robot in it? Is it Rocky 3 or Rocky 4?
That's 4.
Oh, 4. Happy birthday party.
Happy birthday party.
You know when Stallone
I live for that
Stallone's done a personal recut of the movies, and he just immediately cut out that fucking robot.
Why? It's the best part of Rocky 4.
It's like, the first thing you always think of Rocky 4, I was like, which was the one with the fucking robot in it? Like, alright. Like, what, did anything else happen in that movie? And he thought, no, it's just a robot showed up. Rocky had a robot butler. I don't know why.
Rocky 4 is the one with the really weird, wishy-washy politics where Rocky fights Dolph Lundgren and gives a speech, gives a weird speech that doesn't really mean anything.
He gives a fucking anime speech about friendship to the fucking communists.
It's like, oh yeah, that's how we defeat communism. Not by fighting the things we hate, but by saving the things we love and getting punched in the face a lot.
Yeah.
Also, Rocky 4 is far more
sense because he's got concussion.
Rocky 4 is far more notable for its behind-the-scenes drama than the actual film itself. So that was the one movie where Stallone almost died on set because he said to do Dolph Lundgren. So Dolph Lundgren was actually properly trained to box, right?
Yeah.
Now, Stallone's idea of quote-unquote training for the role was basically doing loads of steroids and weightlifting. Now, that's going to make you look the part.
Yeah,
it doesn't actually condition you to take hits.
No.
But when he came up against Dolph Lundgren for the scene, he said, "Look, I've been training. It's okay. Just hit me like you would hit another boxer." And he was like, "Are you absolutely sure? Sylvester, are you sure? That seems like a bad idea." He's like, "I've been training. I'll be all right." Punched him, and he moved his heart half an inch to the left.
Fuck. Dude.
And he had to go straight to hospital.
Fuck.
He punched him so hard, his fucking heart moved.
So he really did break it.
Yeah. So basically, don't hit someone, even if they tell you to. Thank you so much, Psycho Dog 33. Your picture is really unsettling. Been a while since I caught you guys, but I'm happy I caught this stream. Been watching since the Clockwork videos back in 2015.
Wow.
Thanks for so many laughs over the years. Well, thanks for sticking with us so long, and thank you for popping up on the stream.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peter, for the 1999. Very generous. According to Fish Stick on a Stick, the first Jeff the Killer story you guys read wasn't the original. I've heard about this. He says that a YouTuber named Susur created the original story. In that story, a creepy guy in a van attacks Jeff with acid. I thought he was cleaning something with acid and slipped in that one. Either way, it sucks. Also, the guy who claims to have created the thing, says, "Oh, it's just a mask, that picture," even though you can clearly see all the photoshopping in it. So it's just a mask. It's not Photoshop. It's a mask. I'm like, but you can see the blurry.
You can see
the blurry mouth.
Yeah.
The original Jeff the Killer.
You've used the smudge tool incorrectly. It's right there on the picture.
Yeah, you can totally see
so,
it.
Jacob, the original Jeff the Killer. It's not about a guy who gets a burnt face. It's a guy who's just someone just randomly throws acid on him. Mm-hmm. Where was he in London?
I get it. because of all the.
I get it, because there's terrible violent crime in that town. But, guys, can we just build a wall and make the Cockneys pay for it?
Yeah.
Maybe just build a big wall around London and just fucking annex it and say, you're not England anymore.
Yeah, we'll just.
And just build, what do you mean? It's like you're a separate... You are now the sovereign nation of London.
Okay.
Because we don't want to fucking deal with you people anymore. And stop moving to Kent!
Yeah,
Cut that shit out! You're making all the property expensive.
And they call themselves DFLs.
I'm a DFL because I'm down from London, so we call ourselves DFL. Are there any other DFLs? I don't want to hang out with the locals, even though I moved here. God, there are so many bistros here. You know, there aren't many greasy spoons anymore. Well, there's a lot of bistros here.
God!
I'm like, get on the spike, all right? Climb on top of the spike,
Oh my God.
and then from there, there's really no wrong turn.
You're
I
totally
literally
right.
witnessed something on a page.
It was me impaling a Londoner.
It was and it was literally just like, oh, I'm a DFL. Where do all the DFLs hang out? And it was like, oh, we all hang out in this part and this bit, and it's just like, it's like, oh, this part is the best part, and I'm just like,
So you know where to burn.
Somewhat. I tell you what, though, I can't read out where the DFLs are hanging out because otherwise the Fisher King will happen, and one of you autistic fucks will go and shoot it up. Thank you, Peter, for the $4.99. He says, also he's talking about the fish stick video. Also, in true creepypasta fashion, that video was taken down. You might say it's a lost episode. I'm so sorry. Make jokes at my expense if you must. Londoners are the British version of Californians. Yeah, get on the spike.
Yeah,
Fly
it's
from
like
California.
yeah.
Just climb on top of the spike there, my friend. What? Yeah, you see the spike? I'm going to need you to just get on. Okay? This is not a negotiation. Get on. I know you're down from London.
Yeah, this will get you really down from London.
Cope doing the read the story challenge hard.
Like, I constantly get the blame for this. Even when Toby's fucking hosting tonight, it's still my doing, apparently.
Yeah.
Still want to draw a picture. It's
Yeah.
like...
Let me on the stream for a good 20 minutes. You know, I'm going to put it up again. Boom. There's my NFT. It's so good. It's still quality. That's for everyone who didn't get to see it earlier. Why are there still adverts? Oh wait, no, it's not an advert. Hang on, that's already on Sky Cinema. Matrix Resurrections. That's already on Sky Cinema. That's hysterical.
Who cares?
Well, they weren't going to keep it in the cinemas so much longer, were they? Well, the cinemas are packed. It's a gold mine.
Yeah. So, are we going to get anywhere in this story, or?
Well, I think it's Gemma's turn to read, so...
Right,
I don't even know where we were.
Oh, I don't. Keeping it real, so,
Okay.
as you know. Too busy keeping it real, so...
was it Rosenberg was still alive when the police first arrived. She believes that the MPD acted immediately. Rosenberg could have She believes that had the MPD acted immediately, Rosenberg could have survived his attack by Jeff. The official police report states that when officers arrived, they did not initially see Rosenthal's body due to the lack of streetlights in the area. They claim to have searched.
No!
They claim to have searched the exterior of the small building where Rosenberg and Jeff conducted their interview. Then, the police officer on scene claimed to hesitate to enter the building until he was able to confirm with his watch commander whether or not a warrant would be needed to enter. Could you scroll down, please?
Wow, would that I could, Gemma. Would that I could.
Davenport lambasted the police on this, as the regulations clearly state that entering a building without warrants is lawful. So, entering a building without a warrant is lawful so long as the officers have suspicion that a crime has taken place inside said building. Furthermore, the door of the building was ajar at the time of the officer's arrival, and shining a flashlight into the door would have immediately revealed Rosenthal's body. Once the larger conspiracy began to become public knowledge, the rumours continued to evolve that the police didn't want Rosenberg to survive the injury, due to the knowledge he'd gained from speaking to Jeff. They were not aware of the tape recording, and perhaps assumed that with Rosenthal dead, no further information about the Jeff murders could suffice. They're just calling it the Jeff murders. Leo Wood's book catalogued the next victims in a similar fashion. Keith Jacobson.
Why is every name so preposterous?
I know.
Keith Jacobson.
Like John Willie Bum Bum and
Keith Jacobson.
Those are the choices
and
this fucking
Jonathan
channel.
Strawberry Bumblefoot.
and Troy Lockett. Were
Adam Little.
Lockett. You fucking Charles Dickens ass out of here.
This took place 2 weeks after the death of Williamson and a night after the death of the journalist from New Orleans. Had the Mandeville police had not worked so hard to keep the death of Benny Rosenberg quiet, perhaps Keith and Troy's parents could have done something to protect them. They would have at least known that Jeff was still in the area. However, with Rosenthal's death still not officially reported.
Are we just calling them Rosenthal now?
Yeah,
Okay.
town was starting to relax.
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Perhaps they all believed it was over the murder of Williamson.
So, I don't care about this. So, Toby, V says that you guys watched The Dead Walk again the
Yeah,
other
we did.
night.
Yeah.
That's a film I'm quite proud of, despite its flaws.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
That was great. That was a great rewatch. Really
Yeah.
fun. Really, really fun to rewatch that. You know, V hadn't watched it in years. Like he hadn't. I don't think he ever actually has seen the whole thing. That's what I think he told me. Or he might have, but he may have been.
I mean, he
stoned or
watched it at the
something.
cinema with us, so...
Yeah. Well, there you go. He did watch it in the cinema with us. Apart from that time, I think that's what he said. He didn't watch it since then. Yeah, it's great. I love the fact that we get the hit in, and then when that happened, I always remember that people went, ooh, because it looked pretty good, and that was quite a simple idea we came up with the fake hammer. And
Yeah,
obviously-
because we basically made a fake hammer.
and V
that
reminded me of
just
the
looked enough like the real one.
V reminded me of the Rob Weaver's cameo in the background as well.
Oh, God.
Forgot he was in it.
It's such a weird movie.
Yeah.
Thing I always remember fondly about that film is just doing the animation, I think, and like staying up late on my computer, just like drawing and then just doing it frame by frame on Photoshop because it was the only program I had. Thinking there's got to be an easier way to animate.
Was that the one with like the pom bears and?
Yeah, that's the one.
Because I remember I had basically nothing to do with that film. I think I came by one time when you were doing all the stuff with the pom bears.
I think that was the time like you were between phones or something, so no one could get hold of you for a couple of weeks. So we were just like, oh, Matt Dixon died.
No, that happens next time between the phones. Like,
But I remember there was a reason you weren't in it because I couldn't get hold of you.
I love that someone's called Spike the Lizard on here.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
My boy. He wants to hear White Shadow. I'm going to have to ask Gaz about White Shadow next time I speak to him. And see if he remembers that. Because I vividly remember that. It's something that I didn't make up. It's something that is absolutely true.
Are we basically done with the story because it's like boring as shit? And
John Willie Bum Bum will be my new Discord. I'm going to see how much is left of this chapter.
Chatper.
Oh, that's-
I just saw something in the book went on.
yeah, okay. This our reading of it won't though. I don't think we can make it to the end of the chapter.
No.
Like, we'll just remember roughly where we were.
Yeah,
before we
I
do it
remember.
Thank you, Peter, for the 4.99. Hey, at least none of the cops are named Officer Craven, and this author knows what the word practically means. Be thankful for small favors. No, it's good. It is nice to Teddington of the So I mentioned someone in the chat mentioned Lord Teddington of the Salmon Fortune. I've got hiccups. That's lovely. Did you guys read the news story about there's a somewhere frozen?
the bear town.
Yeah, so there's like an abandoned former Soviet village, and a bunch of polar bears have moved in.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
And like according to the news article, it was like polar bears have taken over this empty village, and they're loving it, which means they're being monitored by polar bear behavioural experts who've determined that the bears are having a fucking great time.
Yeah. John really
that
bummed
Making
time
little,
is up.
making little cups of tea, having the telly on.
Eating their toothpaste,
Yeah,
hiding their noses during hide and seek.
it's pretty great. I just like
They have their shit.
that's what I'm
buttons
going to do if I ever get in if I ever visit there and I get in trouble. I'm just going to put my hand in front of my face really slowly, but now I'm invisible
on.
because that's what polar bears do.
Yeah.
Dude.
God, I wish I was a polar bear. Because then I could live there.
Oh no! Stop screenshotting my NFT. Just accidentally had that on the screen again. I'll arrest each and every one of you.
I will say because of the angle, Jacob's little picture at the bottom looks like he's staring lovingly at Toby.
I feel like we're all kind of like looking at him, waiting for him to say something stupid. I think it's the context. Because we're all just like staring at him with little smirks, and he's just got that like vacant expression.
The risks were high.
The stakes were high, the risks were low.
That was it.
What the fuck do you mean?
I can move it up a bit so you can see a bit more of the picture.
Just Toby's like, yeah,
Used to steal Mars bars.
a Susnik Mars bar. It's like I played with a ladybird. Everyone, let's all just quietly watch Toby play with OBS. There it goes.
Yeah.
This story fucking blows, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah. Really bad.
Hey, look at that. That's pretty good. Pretty Gucci.
Comedy out of it despite it instead of because of it.
Yeah, I think I feel like quite often a story will give us good material. I feel like we're doing a lot of the
Heavy
the
lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing we were just making fun of Lane and then went
Yeah.
into making fun of other children's names.
Well, you know, it's still a story, so I guess there might
Still
be
a
some,
theory.
There might be some stuff later on to go with. Who knows? We always have fun with Jessica the stories like we have today. Tonight, should I say, during the story time.
Books, do we need them? Get rid of them.
Jacob, I've never been one for books. I've just never gotten them. Or whatever the fuck he said.
No, we can't discuss that on stream. You and I can talk about that privately.
But yes.
But Jacob, if you were in a war situation...
Stop.
Oh yes, the news. That
Thank you, Peter. Toby, I get that you don't want people to screenshot your NFT, but that's a slippery slope. Don't end up like the guy who wrote Pokemon Dead Channel.
What happened to the guy who wrote Pokemon Dead channel?
What am I
think it just
gonna
means
be?
like there's a,
Put blood on Pikachu's eyes and was like, "That's my own original character."
Yeah. It was like if you like
You
this
cannot
is a
monetize any
binding
content
contract
using
or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know, so-
everyone's in casual clothes and Kobe's all fancy in a suit, just like in real life.
He always wears a suit. He's always got a tie on.
To be fair, in a lot of videos, like I did go. It's not so much I went through a phase of always wearing formal clothes. It's just that we would record on times where I was also doing some other shit. So I remember when we did the. I think I'd just been at a job interview or something, or like an important meeting to do with work. When we did this Sonic Unleashed one, so I'm sat there in like a shirt and braces and everything, because I'd just been doing something somewhat formal.
Yeah, we never get on camera when he's come back from like the Gimp dungeon.
No.
Huh.
That's normally because I'm just Harvard in semen, which is I know it's against YouTube's policy.
Oh, Jacob, I see you're back from seeing your leather daddy. I'm like, yes.
Wait, what?
Reading the story, you have already agreed to a non-disclosure agreement.
I am going to have to try and post up some more recent pictures of myself because I don't have a bob anymore. I've had my hair consistently really short for about 2 years.
It's still a good picture.
It is.
To be fair, everyone looks kind of different. I mean, Toby looks exactly the same still, but like I kind of have long hair now, which is weird.
Yeah.
But that's just due to, I think my hairdresser's losing his mind.
Oh.
Because like the last couple of times I've gone, he's just done it wrong, and he just like talks shit, and I was just like, I think he's going a bit strange. I think I have to change
He
it.
just hates you.
Next picture, everyone dressed casual and comes straight back from the Gimp dungeon.
I love it because you couldn't really see everyone's clothes, and they just move it up and then. Everyone's a real.
So me and this other guy I knew, James, used to wear costumes to give presentations. So like when we gave our presentation about the Dead Walk at uni, like I wore my casuals and he wore a Spider-Man like black symbiote suit that he made. And then when I did like a City and Guilds like thing through the job center in photography. No, it wasn't. It was a Printers Trust thing in photography. And I gave my presentation on the photographs I'd taken, and I was dressed like Kane from WWF. I didn't have the mask, but I had the costume on, like with the one sleeve and everything. Like, hey guys. So it was like, why not? I'm never going to see these fucking people again.
That's funny.
But what if you impressed them so much they brought you back? He's like, oh, he's not wearing the costume this time.
Yeah. No, obviously I'd have to go in a more outrageous costume next time.
Just one of the gladiators.
Yeah. Just an enormous cotton bud.
And then
And a leotard.
And then just have like the bit was like,
That
oh,
was a
I'm
Power
sorry, I
Ranger.
actually can't be here because I've been told off.
He turns up in like Rita Repulsa outfit.
So I did actually, when I worked at Canterbury Tales, which is like a, it no longer exists. My leaving has nothing to do with it closing down.
Okay.
But
Wait, the Canterbury
there
closed?
were like
Closed down.
there were like live actor portions where you would like greet people as your character, and I wanted on my last day, but I didn't get round to it, to make a homemade Lord Zed costume. So people would walk into like the crypt and just be like, "Greetings!" Do my entire
I
script
am
but
one of
as Lord
Chaucer's
Zed.
most famous characters, Lord Zed.
Or just have, or thing is, if people didn't get the Lord Zed thing, you could be like, oh, I'm in that segment from the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror where I've been signed out.
Lord.
That's not funny, Gemma.
Greetings.
That is a serious
Women
disease. Thousands
aren't
of people
funny.
here.
It's fucking funny.
God of corruption, get out while you can. To be fair, we're already kind of giving up. We might do more. Like it depends.
That
People
was
seem
fun.
to enjoy it, but
This was fun. Yeah.
trench coat with the Trilbian gloves. I've just become Linkara. Like, hey, Toby, you want to have sex with the green M&M? It's like, Jacob, you've become what you swore to destroy.
I think
Speaking of embarrassing crap, I was watching an old Spoonie video today. And it was him having just gotten back from the cinema with his friends to see After Earth, and he was really drunk. And it's so embarrassing to watch because he's just banning people in the chat. And it's just like, what are you doing? He's like, no, shut up. Time out. And he's like banning people for like 10 minutes for saying stuff he doesn't like in the chat. Like, and his friends are just sat there like bewildered by the whole thing. It's still up on his channel. It's just commenter disabled. It was just like, oh my god.
How strange. Strange.
I think the energy is leaving.
Jacob, earlier I was reminded of the Lord of the Rings, obviously, soundtrack. And every time now I hear the do 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 do, you know, that bit. I always think of do 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 do.
It's so similar. Like the dragon dagger from Power Rangers.
That one.
And then the fucking dragon sword rises up, and then the rest of the orchestra comes in. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da.
There's that bit when fucking Gandalf shows up again instead of a white horse. It's in the fucking dragon sword.
Is it bad that I was waiting for Toby to do the thing wrong?
Yeah,
No,
we all were. And we were all pleasantly surprised.
Oh, it does make me laugh. Like this meme I'm going to send you, Jacob. Oh, hang on, where is it? Where is it? I saved it. It's funny. It's
Okay, Spooky Squad.
made me crack
Let's
up.
see.
It's just Matt writing the word Yobi like 100 fucking times.
Oh my god, I'll put it in, yeah, I'll put it in our Discord. 2 seconds. I could also put it in.
Grand Theft Auto Quickville. Slavery is big gay.
Here it comes.
NFT will make a fine addition to my collection. So I was just looking at the one Toby sent me. That's
good.
cruel. Oh, that's a different Vince that you took. That is the 2000s band is the Vince that was in here earlier, not Vince 12. It's Vince Myrams.
My rounds.
I might stream their music video one day.
Oh God. Careful if you get him after you.
I'm gonna get a copyright claim from Canyonero.
You will.
Canyonero.
I'm so glad that's stuck.
That is so funny. Every time he always gets pissed off. He always has to correct me. I always go, wasn't it called Canyonero? It's like, no, Camaro. Alright, whoa.
It's such an easy joke, you know.
It
There
is.
certain things, you know, you can just derail someone, you know. Oh, you'll find out what their red button is, and I have you in a band called Canyonero. And with Toby, it's I keep having sex with members of your family. You know, it's whatever you think will get under their skin.
Thanks.
I remember I was watching a stream of Toby and V. And this is a fucking joke, dude. And V, without missing a beat, just went, you know, it's not a joke. Your mum loves anal. And it was just extraordinary. I mean, I was fucking floored. Like, I couldn't breathe. Like, just straight in. It was brutal.
And if that's not a great advert for my streams, I don't know what will be.
Dude, like, who's going to your streams
Exactly.
from being on this channel and being like, oh yeah, I hope Toby's content's really wholesome and no one says anything about anal and sex with each other's mums.
True.
Anal beats.
That was very funny.
Did you just Google sex and you just got anal beats? Did you hear the latest Wings of Redemption news? I did not. Please share it with me. I'm sure it's absolutely tragic.
Is it break another controller?
It's probably really devastating. The guy's a mess.
What fucking stream was that?
Canyonero.
I have to remember what. I think maybe it was a New Year's stream. I don't know if it was a New Year's stream.
What's safe for road travel?
Funny as fuck.
Your mum loves anal code. No, it was V that said it. I'm just quoting him. But it's just the way he just straight in.
He's just like that sometimes. He's a funny fucker.
Yeah, it's just I said it's not a joke. It's just like it's so good. It was like seconds. Within seconds, we were saying this is a joke.
I remember a specific joke. This was in person with the three of us. It was the four of us. So it was like me, V, Toby, and you. But I can't say it.
Why did you bring it up then?
Yeah,
No,
it
it's
just
very,
seems-
very funny.
I'm curious now. I wasn't there. Tell me what happened.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Right in the.
Oh, I'm just gonna mute my mic. You can tell me.
Oh look, he's gone. That's great. So Matt,
That's a long story.
yeah, how was the
I feel like you could maybe tell that one, but like, yeah, probably best not to.
Okay. Now I'm curious as to what it was because I can't fucking remember. I think I remember all these insults. That's gone.
We insult Toby way too much from to remember
you.
all of them.
Wait, what? Hang on, Wings of Redemption wanted to fuck his sister.
What?
What?
Wings
They
of
were.
Redemption sister.
What?
Jake was like, oh, well, she is pretty hot.
Someone's having a.
Oh, well, it looks like the storm has like slowed down enough because there's some pikeys arguing in the street.
Oh yes. Of course, they couldn't keep away from the pub, could they? Oh, my voice. Excuse me. Caitlin Cook, just wanted to say I've been here's a season 1 of Black CREEPYPASTA and I'm 22 now. Thank you for all the good memories. Oh wow, we brought you up. Huh. Oh,
Raise
that's-
that.
You know, I can't find anything about him wanting to fuck his sister, but not saying Not saying it's not true, but like I can't find anything about it. I can find stuff about. Oh, hold on. Wings of Redemption talking sexually at an 11-year-old sister.
Wow. Okay.
Well, that's the monetization on the stream gone.
So.
Yep.
Please donate more.
Apparently had his PSN account hacked.
Well, there you go.
He is literally Chris Chan has incestuous thoughts, and people are hacking his PSN.
Messages like that, Caden Cook, really made me think that we have got a good thing going here. I'm glad. Maybe at least we make some people laugh, and that's always a good thing. I love messages like that. It really makes me smile.
Gemma, you've got a super chat here, especially for you.
Oh, thank you very much, Peter. Gemma, have you been able to use the fizzy juice trap card I sent you on Discord? Jacob, before you ban me, I have something you can come back with. I haven't had the chance to use it yet, mostly because I haven't really brought up the fizzy juice thing in a little while. But it's there. I will use it eventually. Thank you.
What's the fizzy juice thing, Gemma?
But it's what she calls fizzy drinks, fizzy juice.
So we had this big thing, and I was like, what is fizzy juice? And I thought she meant like Orangina or something. She just meant like fucking Coca-Cola. I was like, hey,
what?
cola, it's a fruit.
No.
That's how she used to talk back then. The accent was thicker.
No, it was thicker back there.
It was thicker and more laughably cartoonish.
Oh.
Hey, it's a fruit. Cola fruit.
Right, okay, I'm using it now. Right, so Coke and Pepsi, they get their name and flavour from the cola nut, and nuts are classified as a type of fruit. Therefore, cola drinks are technically fruit juices. Fizzy juice.
I thought cola was a bean, not a nut.
I thought it was Lagoo.
Well, there you go. Well, that shut our fucking traps, didn't it? Now we can.
There you go.
No, it didn't. She's still
it's
wrong.
still really fucking
Talking
stupid.
mad shit.
Nope.
Yeah, it's still dumb to call it juice.
It's very dumb.
It's not a juice.
It's not a type of juice.
We
Iron brew is not a juice.
hang on.
In it to this. Right
It's not a juice.
Iron
What
brew's
fruit?
not a
What fruit is
drink.
iron brew?
fruit drink.
What fruit?
Gemma, we've been over this. Rust is not a juice.
Specifically, Gemma.
Fruit flavour.
Which one?
It says fruit flavour.
Which fruit?
It doesn't
What
say.
specific fruit does iron brew taste like to you?
Yeah, right.
Rainwater with rusty screws in it is not a fruit.
Citrus.
Citrusy, okay. So is it lemon? Is it a lemon flavored drink?
It's not lemon, no.
Okay, which citrus fruit is it?
It's like a mixture between like orange, grapefruit, and
No,
So when they say it's a fruit, like, fruit, they mean like the plant, or are they just using like dead gay people as part of the ingredients?
I'm not touching that one.
so,
Thank you, Peter, for the $4.99. Jacob, you can mock a company in Scotland that sells people a single square foot of land and apparently think that makes you nobility.
yeah. Oh, actually, I heard
Oh,
about
what
this. Yeah,
was
there's
that
actually
thing?
a
Yeah.
company that is actually like sponsoring YouTubers. That if you like that, you can. They were trying to do this thing for Valentine's Day, where it's like you can buy a single square foot of land in Aberdeenshire, and you can call yourself a lord or a lady, and you can put that on your credit cards and on your documentation and things like that.
I think that's moronic, and I wonder if we can get these fucking idiots to sponsor us. Gemma, while I'm at work, can you try and make that happen?
Yeah.
Use your Scottish connections.
Fish stick on a stick. I can neither confirm nor deny my presence outside. There was a mass exodus of people when I started ranting about Iron Brew. I apologize. I can neither confirm or deny my presence outside of Jacob's house. Do you know what's been really bugging me lately? My dad's been bugging the shit out of me lately because he never wanted to know me when I was a kid, and all of a sudden, fucking early hours of the morning, he's knocking on the door. And he's shouting through my window, like expecting me to let him in. Like I've stopped answering his calls. He expects me to let him in. I'm like, no, Dad, fuck off, right? So it's fucking 2-3 o'clock in the morning. He's like, Jacob, come on, we need to talk. Just let me in. I'm your dad. I'm like, no, fuck off. And then he just like slithers back into the woods to repeat it again tomorrow. It's the fucking weirdest shit. Just like slides back in. Also, sometimes he appears to just disappear into the fog, and I don't see him again for a couple of days. I need to repeat the process early hours of the morning. It's annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is this a joke or is that legit?
No, Toby, my dad is not really a skinwalker.
I was gonna say, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, when he started my dad, I was like, okay, where's he going with this? Because
I was gonna say, what?
yeah, like, I was like, what's he referencing? Because he's bringing up his dad, and I'm fairly certain Jacob was just found, like, dug out the ground.
Yeah. Legends is made.
The Draconian Toffee, who is also Scottish, Iron Brew is a mixed fruit flavoured drink, so really take your pick.
Yeah, like Jacob said, rusty nails is not a fruit.
Literally.
You can plant them in the ground, it won't grow a tree.
It does taste like rainwater. It's not good.
It does not taste like rainwater.
Okay, fizzy rainwater.
No. No. I'm not getting into
No, but that
this.
has rust in it, I mean.
It's got a ferrous...
I don't care. I don't want to have this discussion.
Yeah, me neither. Peter, thanks for the $4.99. Also, juice doesn't always have to come from fruit. Carrots aren't fruit, but you can get juice from those. Same with meat.
I love how I accidentally made everyone like in the call really uncomfortable with my stupid joke. I was like, my dad's a fucking skinwalker, but it wasn't quite weird enough. And
Yeah,
like, I was like, guys, you've been to my house. You know, the chat may not, but you know I don't live opposite the woods.
Yeah, no, that is true.
See, slithering off it. The word slithering, I thought maybe nothing.
No, I was like,
Slithering off into the woods. You were like,
I didn't get, like,
Jacob, is that really happening?
no.
It's like no, and I'm about to call you the N-word.
yeah, the point is, like, I didn't get the skinwalker. Like, is it a thing recently? Because, like, I've known you for many, many years, more than a decade, and I think you've mentioned your dad twice. This might be the third time.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, where's he going with this? It's like, oh, skin. It's like, what the fuck? Has he seen the film recently? What's going on?
Liked it.
Sometimes I just say things that are dark and scary, and like, I think that's a joke. I don't really understand how humor works.
The mind
I liked
of
it.
Sherwood.
I just imagine a scenario that's like quite unsettling, and to me, that's a joke.
It was for me.
But you need to bring up. You need to make it more, like wholesome. Like that time you told me your feelings after watching the trailer for the Power Rangers movie,
No.
which is the funniest fucking thing.
What about the time when we just embellished about you getting...
My dad managed to convince me to go out into the woods, and all the trees were covered in human skin, and a bunch of spiders came out of his mouth. Dads can be weird.
Yeah, see, that's.
And one of the spiders was one of Henry VIII's wives.
Yeah.
So made me laugh out loud. It's like, Jacob, is that really happening? Is your old man a
It's your
skinwalker?
old man just coming back to your life, your friend of mine. So just slipping off into the woods. That is not opposite your ass.
And Michael King.
No, Michael K.
A long time ago, my dad was his body was invaded by wood crawlers. It's like, what? Alfred, what the fuck are you talking about?
He made me play this game.
What the fuck are you saying?
I'm sorry, Master Bruce. I've just been. I have been looking after you, and you're dressing up like a fucking bat. I have to just take some medication.
Master Wayne, you must listen to me.
Master
I will not bury another generation of Waynes. You cannot handle they them pussy, Master Wayne. Listen to me, Alfred. Pussy is just pussy. Master Wayne, don't do this. You were right, Alfred. That gender-neutral pussy, it hits different. I need a doctor.
We interrupt this production of Bastard Squad with this gripping story.
That was
I
great.
don't fucking know what I'm talking about.
That was really
You know,
good.
you know
That
what,
was a really good Michael.
Yeah, it's nearly midnight.
It is midnight.
And we've all had a very hard day of staying inside the house and not dying to a storm. And I don't know. I think we're getting pretty low on energy.
Yeah. Probably best call a stream.
Low energy, sad.
It's sad. Low energy.
Now we just need to finish off this chapter really quickly.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that.
No. Alright.
Okay, next time the book went on. That's where we start from.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
saved the paragraph where we were on anyway earlier. So if we are going to come back to it, I know exactly where we were. So don't worry.
Right. So is it the end? Thanks for staying with us while we ramble a bunch and insult Iron Brew, which it deserves.
Yeah. And
There's not much time. That non-binary pussy date. Yeah, it's different.
Cats, no.
Yes. Fucking. I can't do the voice, but I can pull the stupid faces he makes like when he yells. It's like you do that one on a video stream there.
Yeah.
Just link. Just
Yeah.
make it
Trust me, chat. It looks really great.
I'd like to hear more about the. Good night, everybody.
good
Night.
night.